I never dreamed of it. I am a notorious wanted criminal worldwide. It will actually be reborn in a prestigious military and police home. Grandpa and father were both high-ranking officials. Grandma is a well-known expert in the criminal investigation system. Even my mother is a world-famous forensic doctor. Reborn in such a family, I express the pressure to be extremely strong, but I know the methods of crime well. After seeing a 10-year-old serial murder case, extremely bizarre elevator murder case, even when the cannibalism case shocked the world, I proved it to everyone. I'm not just the young master of the military and police family. He is also the king of crime and criminal investigation. I frowned. I put down my chopsticks and wanted to go for a walk in the yard. Just arrived at the door. Mom hurriedly walked in. She glanced at the breakfast on the table, smiled. Not bad. You have finally changed it now. The bad things in the past are gone. Come, Mom will give you a reward. There are rewards. I leaned over. I didn't expect her to pinch my face with her hand, twisted a few times. I screamed, Mother, your reward is too strange. Ha ha, Mom doesn't have time to prepare gifts for you now. Let's sew it first. A big case appeared in Kato. I'll have to go back later. He smiled and turned to go upstairs. One is in a hurry. The information in his hand fell to the ground. I walked over to pick it up. By the way, Count Hair. No wonder my dad said you can be a forensic doctor. Is the greatest wonder in the world. And see, this sloppiness is exactly the same as what my dad said. Mom's face was red. Annoyed. Hey, stinky boy, even you dare to laugh at me, right? Never mind, I don't have much time left, and I'm still in a hurry to go back. She didn't say anything more, but I grabbed her hand. When I picked up the information just now, I saw a photo of the crime scene, frowned, and said to his mother, Mother, this case is not simple. Mom Zhu Wanrong looked at me strangely. What do you know? Hurry up and do your thing. School is about to start in a few days. Don't hurry up to review your homework. If Zhu Wanrong doesn't remind, I really forgot. I'm just a 17-year-old high school student now. In the second half of the year, I will have to go to the third year of high school. But my attention was still on that photo. I took it in my hand and looked at it carefully. This murderer is a bit perverted. People don't just nod their heads. The head of the deceased is on the ground. But after the person dies, they'll use a knife. Stab wounds were left on the corpse, especially in front of you. This hatred is not shallow. Zuvanrong. At the end, he smiled bitterly and shook his head. You don't understand this. This murderer is a habitual offender. In my mother's heart. You should also go upstairs to get it. There is information about the serial murder case 10 years ago. My words, fellow. Zuwanrong's eyes widened. I asked you how you knew. Ma, you have always sorted out various cases in your study, and among them, the serial abuse and murder case 10 years ago. It's a lump in your and Dad's hearts. The tragic state of this female corpse. And Mom, you are in a hurry to go upstairs. It's not difficult to know if you're going to get the information. Not bad. You actually have such a delicate mind. Then you talk about it. Why do you think this murderer has a grudge against the female corpse? A serial case 10 years ago. No matter what kind of evidence you have, it all proves that the murderer made the killer on a temporary basis. Do as you say, just by knife wound. No. Let's rule out the suspicion of the murderer 10 years ago. I didn't say anything about the case. It's not the murderer, Kian, 10 years ago. Maybe he really has a grudge against this woman. I smiled and didn't say more. Zhu Wanrong looked at my back as I walked out. Suddenly came over and grabbed my wrist. Zaid with a smile. Yang, Mom has something to ask you for help. I turned around and asked what was going on. Walk, come with me to the hospital for an autopsy. I was pulled all the way to the hospital by Su Wanrong. Just arrived at the hospital gate. It was surrounded by a pile of long guns and short cannons. It's Professor Su here. Professor Zhu, about the murderer of this abuse and murder case. You think it's really the same as the serial abuse and murder case 10 years ago? Is it the same fire? Professor Zhu, the same murder case occurred again after 10 years. As the main forensic doctor of the year, after you become a forensic doctor, the only case where no clue to the murderer can be found on. You have anything to say? One was surrounded. The reporters were gushing. Ask questions one by one. Zhu Wanrong's eyebrows lightened. Autopsy is Zhu Wanrong's strength, but it can't deal with reporters. These reporters are right. Namely Zhu Wanrong's forensic career. There is a stain. At that time, she was at the height of her fame, but he had no clue about the serial murder case. At this moment, she faintly looked angry. Unexpectedly, a hand stretched out from behind him. I walked in front of Su Wanrong. Whoever stands in front of you. I pushed them all away. Murder case is in front of him. The report is later. The case just happened. What do you reporters want? Do you know every second of your delay? It may lead to the escape of the crime. Get out of the way. My face was full of coldness. Pulled Zuwanrong straight forward. The reporters were stunned for a moment. After reacting, someone asked who the boy was. Students of the professor. It's crazy. That was Yi Yang, the eldest young master of the Yi family. People protect their mothers, no matter how crazy it is. Yes, Yi Dashao is right. The murder case is in front of him. Report is later. The case just happened. You ask questions. Isn't it delaying time? At this time, I was already with Zuwanrong. Came to the door of the hospital's morgue. Zuwanrong pushed open the door of the morgue. There are also several security and forensic doctors inside. Relevant situation of the body is being recorded. He is coming. Everyone shook their shoulders. Then he came over. Professor Su Yu are here. Even young Master Yi is here. Everyone else was extremely shocked by my appearance. It's just that, after I nodded, he walked to the lady's side. His eyes were on the lady's body, looking up and down. Some security officers just wanted to speak. I saw Su Wanrong shaking her head at them to stop it. It was no more than half a minute soon. I withdrew my gaze. What about the family of the deceased? Miss Yi, the deceased, entered Beijing from other places. His family has been contacted. Now it's coming. His security back. I'll ask again. The deceased usually lives alone. Zuwanrong Said. The deceased's name was Huang Fai. At the age of 27, he worked as a supervisor in a design company. She has two very good girlfriends in Kyoto. Usually, right about fiancé, living together. The relationship between the two is also very good. After hearing this, I just sighed. Then put on the gloves. Everyone's faces immediately became suspicious. Even Su Wanrong was full of faces. He knows better than anyone else. I have never touched a corpse. When ordinary people see corpses, there will be fear in the heart. You can look at my posture. It seems to be a personal autopsy. At this time, a forensic doctor working under Su Wanrong immediately stepped forward. Until Yi Shao said, with a smile, this corpse has been experienced. I ignored it. Loved hands. Regardless of the blood, he pinched a knife wound on the female corpse. I was under the astonished gaze of everyone. Use these two fingers. The flesh and blood from the female corpse knife wound were turned up. Yi Yang, don't be strong. You haven't examined the body. It will be uncomfortable. Zuwanrong said with some worry. At this time, I let go of the flesh and blood I was pinching. The opening of the deceased is the time of death. It should be between 3:30 and 4 a.m. The fatal part is the knife in the chest. This knife killed him. The weapon used to commit the murder was a weapon about 13 centimeters long. Dagger, about 2 cm wide. But the dagger is not very sharp. It should be caused by regular use. The flesh and blood of the corpse cut by the knife. There will be some signs of pulling. After that, the knife was cut horizontally up to the position of the legs and feet. The knife mark is getting shallower. Wait until I finish. When I turned around, I saw that everyone was looking at me blankly. Smiled softly. I walked up to Su Wanrong and asked Mom, what happened to you? Su Wanrong stretched out her hands. He rubbed my face hard and shouted, Wrong. Rashnisa, are you really my Yi Yang? I rolled my eyes. I was speechless and said that I am not Yi Yang. Impossible. And you know, I didn't know. I'm the Shantashibuli. Couldn't my Yi Yang be stupid? How could it be possible to just observe it for 10 seconds? The injuries of the deceased can be examined, and it's not bad at all. Zuwanrong was still shocked, but I don't have much. Saying instead, he looked at the old security guard. Chang, Ping An. This year, please let the person related to the deceased. Everyone came over to take a look at the body. It can be regarded as the last time I see the dead. Shang Jia took a deep breath. The expression had to be solemn a lot. Okay, I'll do it. Chang Jian fled behind. I also left for a while. As soon as I went out, forensic doctors and security guards in the morgue. It's all discussed. Yi Shao is worthy of being in the master's house. Grown up with ears and eyes. The ability to perform an autopsy just now. It's really admirable. It's really amazing. In addition to Professor Su and Senior Chen Feng, I haven't encountered it. Can only rely on such a 10-second gaze. It can be seen that the fatal wound of the murder weapon and the time of death are still there. Professor Su, your son is really a genius, though. In front of a deceased, smiling is a bad thing, but for Su Wanrong, who has long been accustomed to death, at this moment she's extremely proud in her heart. Every mother who doesn't want their children to be excellent and outstanding. Su Wanrong responded to everyone with a smile. It didn't take long for Zhang Jian to be related to the deceased. All of them were invited. Two girlfriends and their fiancés entered the morgue at the same time. When looking at Wang Fai's body, all three of them had the same look. After a moment of trance, he cried bitterly, especially Wang Fai's boyfriend. In the end, he sat on the ground, like a complete loss of soul. I was standing outside the morgue, all the time, observing the three of them. It didn't take long for him to push the door. Zhu Wanrong knows my purpose. Then he asked in a low voice, you firmly believe in the hand of this case? Doesn't it have anything to do with the murderer from 10 years ago? Of course not. The most suspicious. He must be the murderer of a serial abuse and murder case 10 years ago. But anyone who has a relationship with the deceased is also suspected of murder. After saying that, I walked up to the three of them, looked directly at Wang Fai's boyfriend. I asked, how many years have you known each other? The man was sluggish for several seconds. Only then did he raise his head and look at me. I met when I was just a teenage student. Lowered his head again. Though. I shrugged. Fork? Asked the two women. What about you? How long have you known each other? We have known Wang Fei for 4 or 5 years. We used to live together. Latter. Wang Fai and Li Hong reached the point of talking about marriage. We just separated, a woman said. Another girl also spoke. Really unexpected. Mr. Wang Fai would actually encounter such a thing. Is it? Why be so cruel? Wang Fai's boyfriend Li Hong finally spoke. It's just that his voice trembles all the time when he speaks. It's all my fault. Why I should be with him at night. Why should I go? If I had been with him at that time, get home from work, there will be no such thing. I immediately laid it down in front of him. Asked, has she been busy lately? At that time, she got off work after 3 m. Lately, she has been busy with a design. Just a few days ago, I had some clues. These geniuses work overtime to complete it. I kept advising her not to worry, but she is too workaholic. No matter how much I tried to persuade him, it was useless. Li Hong said happily. Emotions were excited again. Blame me. Why can't I hold on for a while? I stood up and said, Zhang Jian, let them go back and rest. I don't leave. I will guard Fei. We both decided to get married at 11. It's been 2 or 3 months. Why is this happening? Li Hong roared hysterically. The security guards were full of sighs after hearing this. Even Zhu Wanrong, who is accustomed to seeing scenes of life and death. At this time, he also let out a long breath and said it was a pity. I watched everything calmly. I have created many bad cases. World's most elite department issued a wanted notice for me as a former crime king. No one understands the psychology of criminals better than I do. What Yanxing saw may be true, but it may not be true. I winked at the security guards. The security guards supported Li Hong and Wang Fai's girlfriends left the room. Zhu Wanrong stepped forward and asked, Yang, do you feel anything? I didn't speak. Just from Zhu Wanrong's file bag. Took out the set again. Photos taken at the scene. The photos are clear. Every angle has it. I put the whole set of photos in order, piled together. After staring at it for 2 minutes, I can be sure. This case, it is a different case from the serial case 10 years ago. As soon as these words came out, Zhu Wanrong and those security guards were shocked again. Master Yi, whether it is the modus operandi or the degree of ferocity, this murder case, it's exactly the same as the one 10 years ago. Right, and the lady's back. There are still 5 words that I am back. The original murderer. He will also leave such a wrestling mark. The only difference is, this time what is left is the text, and before, it was numbers. A serial abuse and murder case 10 years ago. Every deceased was a woman, and on the back of every deceased to leave marks 10 years ago. It was everyone who left 9-1 on their backs. The number 9. 2. After 9. In the end, the other party stopped killing the year. I listened to the rebuttals of the security guards, sneered. To determine the brutality of this case, is it the same as the previous one? On Wang Fai's body, there are at least 5 key points. It is the end of the blade of the whole knife, but 10 years ago, it didn't. A knife wound on the body of the deceased 10 years ago. Every knife is drawn at will, but the depth of each knife is similar. Just broke the flesh and package this instruction. The murderer from a few years ago was very good at knives. His profession must also be related to knives. There's a security officer who subconsciously said after hearing this, even if the body suffered from stab wounds of varying severity, but it's not enough to rule it out. The murderer of 10 years ago was smart, or he is just policing with you. Even forensic doctors play games. Now, this hymn, it's just imitating the sound of dongxi. It is merely a gourd painting. As I spoke, I came from Su Wanrong's information bag, took out a very old photo. That photo was of the back of one of the dead. My fingers, he pointed to the deceased's tied wrists. I won't accompany you to find fault. After I finished speaking, I walked out. Zuvanrong spoke. Yi Yang, where are you going? I smiled. I probably know where to find the murderer. I came directly to Huang Fai's company. The body of the latter was found only at 45 Min, so the company doesn't know yet. Their supervisor has already encountered an accident. I pushed open the door of the design company where Huang Fei worked. As soon as I entered, it was just working time. Just the people sitting in their respective seats. All of them looked like they had never woken up. Everyone looked at me and Suwan Rong and two panicked crocodiles during the security period. One stood up, smiled, and walked up to the front and asked several public orders. Is there anything wrong? Let's ask. There is something about your manager, Huang Fai Huang. I spoke. The man listened. It turned out that was looking for manager Huang. I went to cry her. She is the first to come to the company every day, definitely in the office. I grabbed the man, said there was no need to look for it. She is dead. That person and everyone in the company. Everyone widened their eyes in horror, exclaimed. What? What? Manager Wang is dead. How is this possible? She was fine yesterday. Yes, how is this possible? Why did Manager Huang stay and work overtime at night? Her fiancé, Mr. Li, has been with her all the time. The whole company was full of exclamations. The originally quiet atmosphere also became messy. I swept through everyone's faces. At this time, the security behind him was worried that it would be a waste of time. Then, he shouted, "The big guys, calm down. Here we are. It is to investigate the facts of the case, you guys, these days." But I found something abnormal about Huang Fai. And also, has she ever had a conflict with anyone in the company? No need. Who is not in the company these days? Stand up first. The security officers just finished speaking. I said, whether it's public security or Su Wan Rong. They looked at me in surprise. I actually want to ask if I'm not in the company. Zhu Van Rong whispered. Yi Yang is not that simple. The hand did not leave the slightest clue at the scene. It means that he has certain anti-investigation capabilities. How could he leave a suspicion of committing a crime for himself? I said with a smile, without changing my face. I'll just say it casually. Zun. 3 people stood up. 1 man and 2 women are very young. The faces of 3 people, all with an indefinite degree of fright and sadness. One of the girls even had red eyes. I walked up to her. Just when you were about to open, she couldn't help crying. It is impossible how Sister Feifei could die. She is such a good person. How can you die? The girl said. The tears couldn't stop falling. I took a tissue from a table and handed it to her. Your relationship with Huang Fai should be very close. I am Sister Feifei's assistant. I've been sick these past 2 days. She strongly asked me to go back and rest. I came to work just right today. I didn't expect such a thing to happen. I can hear it. This girl is indeed very ill, coughing all the time, and when he speaks he has a strong, cold nasal sound. I nodded slightly. No more questions. I soon walked up to another young man. The latter took a deep breath. I went on business trip these days. Just came back today. What about you? I asked the last girl. This girl is something special. Zhu Van Rong's gaze, it fell on her almost all the time, because when he told the news of Huang Fai's death, on the girl's face, although it was also full of horror, it revealed a hint of joy, although the joy disappeared briefly. But he can't avoid talking to the dead. Zuan Rong's gaze of 20 years. Intuition has told her this girl must be someone who has a gap with Huang Fai. I was also looking at this beautiful girl at this time. Asked me, "What about you?" Because of something. There is something going on in my hometown. So I took a leave of absence. How many days did you ask? 1 week, the girl said. I showed a look of confusion, laughing and saying 7 days off. That's a lot. Is there anything important in your hometown? No, there is none. I'm just tired. I want to take a break, the girl said. I hummed. Then he turned around and left. In 7 days. If you let a person to study the modus operandi of another person, it's enough to say, at least it can be done according to the gore. Listen to me. Many people looked at the girl crocodiles. One of the deputy supervisors exclaimed, "Public security. What do you mean by this?" When Huang Mo Faidit, he was tied up with ropes. The head nods the ground and the buttocks arch high. The back was left with bloodstains. As long as you have lived in Kyoto for more than 10 years, it should not be difficult to know what this means. I just finished speaking. A middle-aged man just widened his eyes and exclaimed, "That serial abuse and murder case." Yes, it was a serial abuse and murder case 10 years ago. My tone suddenly became gloomy. What your manager Huang looks like after death is not the slightest difference from the 9 dead 10 years ago, and the girl who showed a hint of happiness just now. After hearing this, his body trembles. The joy in the clear eyes has completely disappeared. When he suddenly raised his head to meet his gaze, her tone began to stutter. "Why are you looking at me like this? I didn't kill people," I sneered. "But you have a grudge against Fai. He slapped me, but I won't kill her at all." The girl held her head high. "Zed, I just said that you have a grudge against Huang Fai, but it didn't say you killed her." "Don't be so excited." Finished. Almost everyone's self-light was staring at the girl. Latter is getting more and more panicked. "Keep looking left and right." Zhu Vanrong walked up to me, whispered, "Ow, Ananshiro, you doubt her. I'm just very emotional. Just now, when we said that Wang Fei died, there was a very happy look in her eyes. At that moment, I almost thought she was itty, but now I know it all." Finished. I asked the sick girl. "I almost forgot. What's your name?" The sick girl suddenly got busy. He said in a slightly hoarse voice, "My name is Wang Wai." "Okay, Wang Wai beauty, please come with us. Go to the hospital's morgue," I said with a smile. "Why should I go? Mr. Fai and I have no grudge." The smile on my face became even weirder. "Didn't say that you have a grudge against her. Didn't you say that you have a good relationship with her? I should have seen her for the last time." Well, alright, I'll go with you." The girl finally nodded. I smiled and suddenly grabbed Wang Wai's palm. "Zed, that even if everyone sees your choo-choo killing, but don't worry, the murderer must be you." This moment, the office was deadly silent. All self-light is nailed to me, and Wang Wai, who was dragged by me. Finally, someone reacted. "Peace or mistaken. How could Wang Wai kill Manager Huang? You are not saying that the case is the same as 10 years ago. Our serial murder's exactly the same. The murderer should be the same person 10 years ago, and there must be a motive for killing. Wai had no motive." "That's right. Wang Wai is even afraid of insects. Manager Huang also helped her. She used to gamble money and owe debts. It was Manager Huang who paid it back for her." Colleagues defended themselves. I immediately looked at the employee who mentioned gambling. "She gambles." "Messenger. Una. She accidentally fell into online gambling. I owe a lot. Last time the creditor made a fuss about the company. The encirclement of the Wang Jing's understanding. The other party was stunned." I sneered in my heart. Ziguang locked the main Y like an eagle. "I really don't want this to be a story of a farmer and a snake. Take her to the hospital." Another team searched her residence. I ordered. Wai's face suddenly turned pale. "I just went to see Sister Fei Fei for the last time. Why do you think I'm a murderer? You couldn't catch anyone 10 years ago. Now he has committed a crime and does not arrest him. Why? Against me? Oh, you know the case 10 years ago. Very well. I don't care." Van Rong beside her also became alert. "Wang Wai," said anxiously, "is there something wrong with my words? If you catch the murderer, well, how could Sister Fei Fei D?" He still refused to admit it. I take a step forward. "The cocoon on your hand is new. It shows that he has been doing physical work recently. You are an assistant. Does the company need you to move things?" She opened her mouth to argue, but I won't give her a chance. "You cocoons are one of them, Zack and we just talked about Wang Fai's death. It's exactly the same as it was 10 years ago. Why are you suddenly relaxed? Especially when we target this female colleague." Your eyes are full of gloating. I know the psychology of criminals too well. Those experiences in my past life made me understand the murderer is often the most unlikely person. Only criminals will desperately get rid of themselves. Wai cried so sadly when she came in. Even Suwanrong was moved. But I don't believe in tears. Feelings interfere with the judgment the most. Wang Wai's lips trembled. "How could I have that emotion? You read that wrong." I tugged at the corners of my mouth. "Colleagues, call Li Hong. Ask Wang Wai if she has borrowed money from Huang Fei recently." The phone is connected. Li Hong's voice was tired. "Yes, I asked half a month ago." Later, she looked at it several more times. Huang Fei refused. He also said that if she couldn't quit, they can only fire her. I thanked him calmly. Li Hong asked in surprise, "You doubt Wang Wai? Isn't it said that the murderer was the one from 10 years ago? We have never been sure that the murderer is the same person. Just say that the case is similar." I stared at Wang Wai. By word, can I understand it? You have been rejected for borrowing money many times. I also know that Huang Fei intends to dismiss you. Therefore, He harbored resentment in his heart. Kill the killer. Wang Wei's eyes widened, lips trembled. It took a few seconds to squeeze out a sentence. I hate Sister Feifei, but then I figured it out. She was right. And what about your evidence? By these conjectures, you can condemn me. She even smiled softly. Hold your horses. The evidence will be soon. Just a few hours. You don't have time to destroy all traces. Wang Fei did after 3:30 a.m. It's only 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. She needs time to cover up. If it looks like this now, she can't kill anyone at all. She can't imitate the techniques of 10 years ago. I looked her in the eye. No need to go to the hospital. Go directly to your residence. People over there, you should have found a clue. Why? She tightened. This action made me even more convinced. I ordered, take her away. Wang Wei's residence is only a 10-minute drive from the company. She was unusually quiet along the way. The car went downstairs. There are already 2 security cars waiting. A middle-aged security officer saw Ushak hurry up and greeted. Professor Zhu. Leaves are few. How can you keep running around? Zhu Wanrong shook her head. It is my duty to assist in solving the case. The bureau has notified it. The market has ordered, because the case is very similar to 10 years ago. Asked to solve the case within a week. And he paused. And what? Mayor Zheng of the Municipal Party Committee emphasized at a meeting today. If such murders occur again, each department of the Municipal Bureau will be held accountable to the end. Zhu Wanrong sneered. It took less than a week. It can be broken today. Everyone was a child. The case can be solved today. To be precise, within an hour. I looked at Wang Wei. Miss Wang. She was silent. At this time, a security officer came down from upstairs. Report. No suspicious items were found in the suspect's home. Not even a knife. Wang Wei finally showed a smile. Peace. Trust me now. Put your horses. Go to your house and sit down. I spoke in a relaxed tone. That's right. Is there water? Zaid. For so long. A little thirsty. Zhu Wanrong smiled slightly. People from the Yi family never get angry in front of the suspect. Wei whisper. We took her up to the 4th floor. There are already security officers searching the house, but it hasn't been messed up. I saw the water dispenser. Pour a glass for Zhu Wanrong first. He also walked around the house with water and walking to the bathroom. I stopped, staring at the floor. Zhu Wanrong approached. Yang, what are you looking at? I pointed to the ground. Mother, don't you think there is a lot of water on the ground? This one, you have a habit of getting up early to take a shower. Wang Wei's eyes flickered. Yes, what's wrong? There is also a problem with water in the bathroom. Of course, there is water. The problem is, you are sick like this. Take a shower in the morning. Courage is commendable. Finished. I went straight to open the only door in the house. The house is not big. 1 bedroom and 1 living room. It seems that she is not extravagant on weekdays. Maybe the money is lost in gambling. But when I opened the door, his eyes suddenly froze. Wang Wei's room. There is an old rag doll, 1 person tall. It looks like it's often needed. Get me a rope. I immediately turned around and shouted. Wang Wei's body shook. Zhu Wanrong seemed to have guessed something, but he didn't make a sound. Although the security officer was confused, he also handed over the rope. I took it. Pick up the rag doll. It was entangled along the vague but existing traces on its body. Wang Wei's face was as pale as paper. I pulled the rag doll's hands back. How can this be a guild? Someone exclaimed. How not? I responded in a deep voice. The hand is not stopped. The rag doll gradually took on a binding posture, similar to Wang Wei's. Not completely tied yet. Wang Wei suddenly roared hysterically. Don't tie it up anymore. Wang Wei sat on the ground. Bow your head and sob. I laid down my body. Look at her. What else is there to say now? Why did you identify me from the beginning? She looked up. The face was pale. Why can you see the traces on the rag doll at a glance? It can still be tied like that. Zhu Wanrong had a knowing smile on her face. The case was solved. I still lay it down. Speak calmly. Very simple. Wang Fei is not the only one who helps you in the company. When I went to announce the death, everyone was scared first. Only you, crying bitterly as soon as possible. Isn't this normal? Her voice was weak, but don't be afraid. Later, I saw the cocoon on your hand. More certain than... until someone says you're a bad gambler, I am extremely sure that you are the murderer. I paused. Pity. This is really a story of a farmer and a snake. Although I was a criminal in my previous life, but never do such a thing. Wang Wei's weak face suddenly showed a healing smile. What farmer and snake. She helped me once. I also paid back the money. Why can't you help the last time? She was so cruel, watching me be beaten to death by debt collectors. Since you are going to die, then die together. Her face twisted. Do you know? I begged her. Not without return. I gave her all my design ideas. But what about her? Accept the idea. But you want to dismiss me. Such a person shouldn't you die? I was a little surprised. I don't know if it's a coincidence or providence. Her phone rang at this moment. Take it. I say, you're not at the point where you can't answer the phone. One day, she connected. A nice female voice came from the other end of the phone. Oh. Hello, is it Miss Wang? Why, of Shanghai Design Company? We are the audit team of the Ray Cup Design Competition. Your work has met the requirements. Please arrive at the competition address within 3 days to qualify for the finals. Wang. Zu Wan wrong and I are also wrong. Feed, Miss Wang, did you hear that? Feed, Miss Wang. Wang. Why's whole body trembled. Speechless. Tears welled up uncontrollably. She roared. Why don't you tell me? Why? I stood up. The tone was cold. In my heart you deserve to die. But if you can get out of prison, to atone for our sins again. Zu Van Rong motioned for the security to put her hand on her. After Wang Why got up, asked in a low voice. I was actually that snake. Yang. Didn't you know everything for a long time? The ragdoll just didn't have time to deal with it. Right. Your illness. It is to pour cold water on oneself. After committing the murder, it was caused by blowing air conditioning. All night. Is that right? I asked. She opened her mouth slightly. Finally. Nodded silently. As early as the first time she rejected me. After I was beaten by a debt collector, I started planning. Monsieur, I started planning. Her voice calmed down. I searched through the information of the case 10 years ago. It took more than half a month to learn. I looked for her again 2 days ago. Was scolded by her. I decided to do it after killing her last night. I am afraid of being suspected. Just come back and shower. As you said, air conditioning is blown. Ragdoll. You're right. I practiced bundling with it for half a month. Because it's too big. Don't dare to throw it away. And I thought, no one doubts me. He finished speaking. I'm not interested in listening to it anymore. Pin Chang, take her away. I turned my head. Mother, a press conference can be arranged. Announce that the late abuse and murder case has been solved. Otherwise, it will be a long time. The people should really doubt our family's ability. Wan Rong nodded in relief. Wang Wai was carried out. When you get to the door, she stopped. Yi Yan and everyone, if I can really get out of prison alive, I will atone for my sins if you have the chance. Please go. Go to Huang Fai's tomb. Let me say sorry. She seemed to have something else to say, but finally swallowed it back. After the person was escorted away, the rest of the room all applauded. Zhu Vanrong gave a thumbs up. There is light in the eyes. Zon, Mom is proud of you today. I found out later, after I took Wang Wai away, Father Yi Shengbang's office was solemn. There was a case file spread out in front of him. Tiguang swept over the frowning faces. Talk about ideas. Father spoke. The tone was calm. The Kyoto City Bureau has announced it. Give an explanation to the public within a week, he said, but the corners of his mouth couldn't help but show a smile. Immediately someone said in a deep voice, this Ao Xinjiang. I really can't wait. Understandable. The case took place in their jurisdiction. They have rights. The father didn't seem to mind. Now the focus is on solving the case. Facts of the case. How do you analyze it? Man with glasses spoke. The word case is complicated and complex. It's easy to say. The complication lies in its connection to the chain of 10 years ago. The abuse and murder case is exactly the same. The simplicity lies in this. The murderer from 10 years ago, it is likely to reappear. He paused. Look at my father. When the case happened 10 years ago, Minister Yi, you were the director of the Kyoto City Bureau at the time. This case arose at this time. It really is. Father waved his hand. Only discuss the merits of the case. You are all my original team. No one knows that case better than we do. The murder case in the early morning, fermented today. It is bound to cause a sensation in the city. If you can't solve the case within a time limit, it will be the entire system that will be punished. His face became solemn. Ow, but there are a lot of things to say. No one has made meaningful opinions. Looking at everyone's faces, my father's heart sank. Maybe years of comfort. It has worn out their former blood. Just when he was upset, the door was knocked. The assistant opened the door. Security officer rushed in surprise. Minister, Ah, good thing. What? To panic. Didn't you see the meeting? Someone angrily reprimanded him. The security officer said embarrassedly, I'm sorry, I was so excited. Just received the news. A torture and murder case in the early morning. It's broken. The office suddenly fell silent. 2 or 3 seconds later, everyone stood up suddenly. Wide-eyed. You didn't talk nonsense. The murderer was caught 10 years ago. That's great. The bastard was finally caught. My father's face also swelled with surprise, but I saw the reporter with a troubled face. What's wrong? There is an accident in the case. Benin. Leadership. Nadi. The murderer is not the one from 10 years ago. No way. Bondling techniques. The tragic state of the dead. The blood on the back. Oh. Point to 10 years ago. Right. We are all too familiar with the bundling technique. This is the only one in the past few decades. It can't be wrong. My father was also full of doubts. At this moment, a voice came from outside the door. With pride. Really? You are the same as me. They were all deceived by tricks. The world is drunk. But he is the only one who wakes up. Yi Shengbang, your Yi family. I have a good son. Dare to call my father's name so directly. Only Mother Suwan wrong. Graceful. What do you mean? The case is also related to Yi Yang. My father was like falling into a fog. Mother nodded. The tone is affirmative. The murderer's binding method is just roughly the same. We have been studying around the dead for an unknown amount of time. And Yi Yang. It only took 3 seconds. Then find out the difference. And the murderer. It took him just over an hour. He was successfully arrested and brought to justice. These words shocked everyone. They looked at the details for hours. Someone saw through it in 3 seconds. They use equipment and experience to pursue hard. Someone brought the real culprit to justice in more than an hour. This person is me. After the shock, father's laughter echoed through the office, although others find it difficult to feel. But I'm also happy for him. It is indeed a big family. The leaves are less than this year. Only 17. Mother smiled and nodded. The man took a deep breath. Thumbs up. Terrible. I wang. So was the first to be convinced. Just sister-in-law. Dara. To ask the real culprit, since it is not the one 10 years ago. Who is it? The assistant of the deceased Wang Vai. A girl who looks extremely ordinary. Everyone was shocked again. They spent the whole morning. The suspicion was never placed on Huang Fai's colleagues. Lookers on scene most of the game. The authorities are confused. The bystander is clear. My father said immediately notify Xiao Xinjiang. Hold a press conference to report the case. Graceful. Let Yi Yang participate on the spot. His waist was straight. The mother smiled. Shake one's head. Yi Shengbang. My precious son, said the Yi family, reported excellent. 10 years is not too late. 1 week deadline is still long. The Yi family lost face at the beginning. He wants to get it back. My father took a breath of cold air. The voice was full of incredible. You mean Yi Yang Ta? We want to dig out the murderer from 10 years ago. I came home directly into the study. The chef, Wan, greeted me to eat. I responded, let her not bother. I found the case file from 10 years ago. It's thick, but I watch patiently. September 16, 27. Wonder. 6 o'clock in the morning. A female ruler was found in Fenjiang Park, Kaoguang District. Liuling. Achinela. Body. 23 years old. The head nods the ground, and the buttocks arch high. He suffered severe head injuries and died. September 18, 2007. Jingguang Road, Green Belt, in Eryang District. Wang Xiaoya. The house is dead. September 29th, 2007. Under the Kaoguang Bridge. Chang Yuhua. After being sexually assaulted, he threw himself into the river. I read it in one go. Close the case file. Grab a pen and write down all the clues. 10 years. Today's criminal investigation methods are very different. If the same case happened today, maybe it broke early. I am immersed in pen and paper until my mother came in with lunch. Mother, how did you come back? Wang Ma called. Said you never went down to eat. I'm afraid of disturbing you, she said. Elf light falls on what I write. Suddenly, his eyes widened. Where did you find the psychological activity trajectory of the criminal? I smiled. Very simple. You can distinguish by comparing the blood on the back of the deceased in each case. You see? From the very beginning, he decided to kill 9 people. So, on the back of the first dead, wrote 9-1. But, judging by the photos, the handwriting shakes in many places. This means that he was also scared for the first time. Let's look at the second dead. The blood on his back is obviously much more stable. As the number of deaths increases, the real culprit's handwriting is a piece of lacquer grass behind. Why? Because when he killed the 9th person, but was still not caught, he felt that he was a king in his heart. King who can defy all laws. I was frightened from the beginning to gradually get used to it, and then to arrogance and contempt for the law and order system. This is the first person he killed, to the 9th person's change of mood, and he stopped after killing 9 people. So, a previous conclusion can be overturned. My mother hasn't reacted yet. What conclusion? The murderer did not choose a target at all. He may be a pervert, but he must be a criminal with a purpose. These 9 deaths, either directly or indirectly, there must be a connection. The last word fell. The mother retorted almost without thinking. No way. These 9 people didn't know each other at all. Where does the connection come from? And this conclusion, do you know who put it down? Of course I know. My dad asked rhetorically, but my dad's conclusion, it must be right. Looking at her, she still didn't believe it. I continued. Mother, it's too simple. If the real culprit is just a simple murderer, even if it is decided to kill 9 people, I will only write individually 9 or 8. There is no need to draw a snake to add enough to leave 1. So I concluded he chose the number of people from the beginning. The target was also selected. These 9 deaths, it must be related to him. I said it so thoroughly. Mother had to believe it in her heart. My father is the best criminal investigation genius, but I was right. My analysis is pointing. The 9 dead must have something to do with it. So what do you do next? She let out a long breath. In these 9 families. Check. Again, it is necessary to create a fundamental question, but it's been 10 years. They are not all in Kyoto. How many can you find? There are 3 families. That's about it. I finished. Get ready to get up. Just 2 steps. My mother grabbed me. Fierce gods and evil spirits. The sky fell. My precious son also has to fill his stomach first. Hurriedly, after eating, then your mother and I will accompany you. Don't finish eating. Was not allowed to leave. After lunch, my mother Suwonrong and I went to the police station to check the household registration files. 10 years of change. It's really big. The 3 families have left Kyoto permanently. Most of the remaining 6 households have also moved to new locations. Kyoto has developed rapidly over the years. They come from wealthy families. He has become a rich household with tens of millions, or even more than 100 million. The first household we arrived at, it is the home of the first victim, Liu Ling. Now, in a community on the outskirts of Beijing. I ring the doorbell. The door was opened by an old woman, nearly 60 years old. Who are you? Is there something wrong? Her face was full of doubt. Mother smiled. Eldest sister. You don't remember me. I am Suwonrong. The old woman testified. Then his eyes turned red. You are forensic doctor. He hurriedly let us into the house. The house is fully furnished. It can be seen that life is not bad. We sit down. She brought tea. He looked like he was about to speak, but he stopped. I spoke directly. Father, we come today. It was 10 years ago. For your daughter. Her body shook. The voice trembled. It's been 10 years. Is there a new clue to the case? There are some new speculations. I ask a few questions. Just tell me what you know. She nodded nervously. Your daughter, Liu Ling. Do you know the later deceased Wang Ya? I don't know. Then you and your husband and Wang Ya, Chang Yuan, do their parents know each other? I don't know. After the incident, several of our families met, but none of them are familiar. Predictable. Mother comforted her softly. I changed direction. Father, do you still have her things at home? Can I take a look? She shook her head. Except for a few photos. Things used during life or buried with her. Either burn it to her. I dare not stay. It hurts to see it. You know. Someone chose to keep the relics. Some people don't dare to touch memories. He didn't sit down much. No valuable clues were found here. When leaving, Liu Ling's mother held her mother's hand tightly. The forensic doctor, you tell the truth. This case has been in the past 10 years. Can it still be broken? The mother didn't know how to answer, but I spoke. Don't worry, Lao Tzu. Wait for notification within a week. I will definitely find out. 1 week. Her Lingmi expression suddenly cheered up. And you, if you can find out this decade, it's not in vain. Locked out of the Li family. My mother blamed me a little. Why are you so sure? There are no clues at all today. It's not that there is nothing to gain. I say, at least the possibility of grievances of the previous generation is ruled out. What to look for next? It's Liu Ling, Wang Ya, Chang Yuan. Between these girls, what is involved? We go downstairs. I haven't gotten on the bus yet. Liu Ling's mother chased after her again. Zhu, forensic doctor. Wait. She ran closer. Take a shopping cart out of your pocket. This is what my daughter left before. He has filled a lot of money in it, so I didn't bury it. Just remembered it suddenly. You see, is it useful? I took that car. His eyes froze. Then he smiled. Oh, didn't see. This thing useful. After Li Yuling's mother went upstairs, my mother looked at me like a treasure full of puzzles. Yi Yang, what is the mystery of this car? Mother, you put the identity and occupation of each deceased, sort it all out. I only said this. He left the answer to her. What didn't he? Drove for more than 10 minutes. My mother suddenly had a flash of inspiration. Snatch the shopping cart. A few gilded characters on the car. Gold department store. This is a department store that was established 15 years ago. 3 years ago, due to the impact of e-commerce, power was eliminated from Kyoto. But this is the mall. It has become a key clue. The third deceased, Zhang Yuhua. He used to be a salesperson here. Old Wu. Go to the former site of the gold department store. I didn't wait for my mother to say more. Direct opening. The mother suddenly realized, laughed angrily. Okay, you stinky boy. I understand when I see the car. I still play with the mysterious void. White sat in the car for more than 10 minutes. You don't know that your mother is short on time. Think about it, more than 10 minutes worth it. I smiled. No one expected it. Between Li Yuling and Zhang Yuhuan was actually an involvement in the golden department store 10 years ago. It was when it was beautiful. Now, we just need to find out before the first person was killed. Did anything happen there that could be linked to the murder? If you can find it, the scope of the real culprit can be greatly reduced. Mother listened. I couldn't help but reach out and pinch my face. Fade from side to side. Unbelievable. This is really my precious son. Oh. Say, if it weren't for our family's reputation, are you ready to hide forever? I laughed non-committally. Anything else can be ignored, but it makes my mother lose face. I was the first to say no. Mother was overjoyed, heavy on my shoulders. Mom was so happy. Now my son, finally you can protect me. The inside of the car was quiet. Zun arrived at the former site of the gold department store. It has now been renamed Davan Plaza. Shopping, leisure, and entertainment in one. After getting out of the car, Mother said the mall owner has changed. But fortunately, the general manager is still Li Mingbo of the original gold department store. From him, you should be able to ask for clues. We went straight to the general manager's office. The door opened. Li Mingbo greeted him with a smile. Professor Zhou. Leaves a few. It's a pleasure to meet you. Sat down and did not fall behind. His face was full of curiosity. The two of you came to me in person. What a flattery. What's the matter? Please be straightforward. I must know everything. Mother goes straight to the topic. We want to ask one thing. 10 years ago. How? 10 years ago. As a major event happened to the gold department store. Li Mingbo was stunned, laughed dryly. Ouch, gold department store. What a distant thing. Even if I know. Or did she not? She 77. This range is too large. Where can I still remember? Reasonable. 10 years. It's really not easy, but I looked at his eyes, sneered. Manager Lee meant that he couldn't remember. 7 years of gold department store. It seems that nothing big has happened. My smile is colder. Alright, now we are in the role of policing you to assist in handling the case. All the slightly impactful events of the gold department store in 7. Organize everything. Send it to Minister Yi's office before 9 AM tomorrow. Oh, remember, unavoidably. Anything that makes a little noise, one piece is not allowed to fall. Li Mingbo's eyes widened. Leaves a few. What do you mean? Unavoidably. I'll recorded. Manager Li's eyes told me you should have thought of something. It's just hard to speak. I got up. That's it. This is the only way to do it. Tomorrow at 9 o'clock. I hope, Minister, you can see your record. Finished. I winked at my mother, turned around, and left. We were leaving. Li Ningbo was anxious. The forensic doctor leaves a few. Don't worry, it's been too long. I need time to think about it. He's afraid to offend us. 10. He didn't dare to offend the Yi family. Otherwise the Yi family would be angry. This shopping mall is checked from morning to night. Normal business to closing. It's not impossible. My mother didn't really understand why I suddenly turned my face. Li Mingbo's words seemed to be correct. It's been so long. How easy to remember. But no matter what I'm going to do, of course she is on my side. I stopped. Look back at him. Manager Li, the words have been explained. Today, I am asking about the abuse and murder case 10 years ago. If you know and don't report. Finally found out you are legally responsible. I turned around again. Lee Mingbo gritted his teeth. Ugh, I tell you, 10 years ago, before September 16th, a major event did happen in the gold department store, and it has to do with me. I turned around abruptly. What's up? Why? It concerns you. There was an elevator cannibalism incident in the gold department store. The dead at that time. It's my son. He said this. The eyes suddenly turned red. Expression therapy. My mother and I both testified. September 10th. That was 6 days before the first murder. Gold department store. Something really happened. Elevator cannibalism. What it is in the Sentinel. I'll survive here. What's going on? I asked. Lee Mingbo seemed to be in pain. Week said he. That weekend, my wife is busy. I picked up the child to the mall, but I didn't expect it. He would run to the elevator to play when I didn't have time to take care of it. I didn't expect the elevator to break down at that time. His whole body was pinched in. His voice began to tremble. Do you know, Yishao? His head, it was blown up. Brain plasma sprayed everywhere on the elevator mezzanine. Speaking of the end, he was like a desperate beast. His eyes were full of anger. Other whispered, I'm sorry, Lee Mingbo. Huh? On his head, as if he didn't hear it. I looked at him for a long time. Also, Zaid. Excuse me, Manager Lee. I didn't expect this to happen. Yeah. Raised his red eyes and forced a smile. Please ask Yishao and Sue forensic doctor anything else you want to know. In that smile with hatred. Reveal the scars. Is it fun? We didn't stop any longer. Left his office. Back to the car. My mother asked when she saw me pondering. Yi Yang, what are you thinking? I'm thinking 6 days. How to make Lee Mingbo, his son, Li Yuling, Wang Ya, Chan, Yuhua, all connected. The mother's eyes widened. You wouldn't say that. Lee Mingbo is the murderer. No. Anyone who was involved in the case 10 years ago, they will be listed as suspects. Lee Mingbo is suspicious. Even the people of the entire gold department store back then. I said in a deep voice. I was just thinking. 6 days. Does he have the kind of meticulousness that he formulates? Possibility of a murder plan. I like to put everyone in the suspicion first. Then use the exclusion method to eliminate them one by one. The last one left is the murderer. There were many assumptions in the case back then, but no one ever looked for it from the direction of the gold department store. This may be a new direction. It may also be it is the most correct direction. Check the gold department store again. Who else remains in Kyoto at the top? Especially, ask clearly when an elevator incident occurs. Li Yuling, Wang Ya, and the others were present. If there is an image from that time, I'm afraid I have to go to the Public Security Bureau. I remember that there was a video left at that time. I just don't know if it's still preserved. So, what are you waiting for? Go now. The driver heard the words and sped up. The mother was a little embarrassed. I really want to go to the sheriff's office. That was Zhao Xinjiang's territory. You are not afraid of startling the snake. Where there are people, there are rivers and lakes. Where there are rivers and lakes, there are fights. Zhao Xinjiang is no match for the Yi family. But behind him stood a family on par with the Yi family. They use each other to make half a child. It's a common thing. I understand my mother's worries, but he smiled confidently. Mother, don't forget, we are now investigating 10 years ago serial abuse and murder case. Zhao Qinjiang didn't know that we had caught the real culprit who killed Huang Fai. Go at this time. What does it matter? Mother is stunned. Then he smiled embarrassedly. Car quickly drove to the Public Security Bureau. Many people in the bureau, no, their mothers, they all got up to greet each other. Naturally, the news also reached Zhao Qinjiang. He was late. Smile on your face. Ouch. Professor Zhu. Yi Yang. What wind blows you? Could it be that this morning's murder case with new clues? As soon as he met, he couldn't wait to inquire about the case in the early morning. The mother smiled and didn't smile. We are here to retrieve 10 years ago. More details on the abuse and murder case. Director Chao should still be preserved in the Bureau. Of course. All cases taken over by the Public Security Bureau, regardless of size, organize and archive them all. It's just a case from 10 years ago. It's not easy to find out. One, you can go to the archives and ask one. As long as you are looking for it, the entire Kyoto Public Security Bureau will be facilitated. He waved his hand. There was a bit of an aura of scolding Fang Dao. What age is it now? Computer information age. Although the archive room is still there, but most of the files have been stored on the computer for permanent storage. If you really go to find paper information, God knows to find the year of the monkey and the month of the horse. The mother's face was not very good looking. Hector Chao Can't we check the computer? I'm sorry. Today the computer systems in our bureau are all being optimized and upgraded. It is temporarily useless. If you are willing to wait, you might as well wait and see. The mother still wanted to argue, but I have already opened it with a smile. No need. We took care of ourselves and went to the archives to find it. Yi meow. Professor Zhou has access to the information, but you don't have that permission. Chao Xinjiang smiled lightly. I am not a member of the security system. No access to confidential files. It doesn't bother me. Director Chao's news is really a bit slow. I smiled slightly. I was not a member of the security system before. Just a second ago, I was hired as a special case handler for this case. If you don't believe it, you can call Minister Yi to consult. I don't say a few minutes ago. Or do I say a few hours ago? Just say a second ago. Zhao Qinjiang's face immediately became ugly. I see. I will consult then. Come on. Wei, take Professor Zhu and Yi Shao to the archives. Let them check slowly. Mother is very familiar with this place. This used to be my father's office. She didn't let anyone take it. Went to the archives on his own. There were only 2 older security officers inside. Said hello. I asked the case file of the 7 serial abuse and murder case. It shelved to put it on. The 2 looked at each other, smiled bitterly. There are a lot of archives here every year. That case, we can't remember either. Where are the case files from 10 years ago? D12 shell. However, there are not 1,000 or hundreds of case files on it. How to check? I didn't reply. Go straight to find the CE12. Ready CE12. Start looking by month. It's really not difficult to find. The difficult thing is to find out the details of the case from a bunch of information. My mother and I stood on the ladder to consult. I don't know how long it took. The mother finally shouted softly, "We found it." Looking at so many case files, mother couldn't help but roll her eyes. The case dragged on for a long time at the time. Only so, I didn't expect so much to accumulate. We only need to find the information of the street interview at that time. Have a lot of records ourselves. You don't need to look at the superfluous. It's a waste of time to watch. I reminded, but he didn't reach out to extract information. Instead, continue to look for it on the shelves. Mother, read quietly. Focus on the masses visited on the street at that time. In particular, the records of assisting case handling personnel. She didn't let it go either. Time passed, minute by minute. I don't know how long it took. A strange arc suddenly appeared on my face. Mother, is there a person who takes notes in that case? His name is Xiao Dajia. When my mother heard this, she immediately flipped through the information. Yes. How do you know? I raised the information in my hand, smiled with great certainty. Can the abuse and murder case 10 years ago be solved? It depends on this Xiao Dajia. The name, Xiao Dajiang. Neither my mother nor I were familiar with it, but as it appeared in the case file, my mother's memory seemed to go back a little bit to 10 years ago. The case shocked the whole city. The mother is the person in charge of the autopsy. He is no less concerned about the case than any public security. She vaguely remembered when I asked Xiao Dia to make a record. She was there. The memory gradually became clear. The mother put down the case file. This Xiao Dajia. If I remember correctly, it should be the security captain of the gold department store. Not bad. I handed her the case file in my hand. The mother was self-condensed. This is the case file of the elevator cannibalism incident. I nodded. Right, Tiny. A record of the day Li Mingbo's son died. And guess what else I found? What? Say it. Here are several transcripts. Among them is Zhang Yuhua's mother. Took it. Read the above record softly. Manager Li's children were playing in the elevator that day. I shouted at him several times, but he clearly heard it, but ignored it. Because the store manager called me, I'm ready to go back to work. I didn't expect to turn around. The elevator is out of order. The child's body is pressed in. Her head exploded. Then, why don't you press the emergency stop switch? I was terrified. Everyone around was frightened. I can't remember it at all. These are Zhang Yuhuan's transcripts of that year. They let us know what exactly happened that day. Li Mingbo's children did not listen to dissuasion from playing. The crowd was hindered by his father's identity. Not to say it, no one expected the elevator to break down at that time. Swallow the child's feet first. If someone presses the emergency stop switch at that time, the most serious consequence is also just amputation. But it is not a loss of life. I began to analyze and sort out in my mind. But when you think of a possibility, I didn't say it. Instead, he asked about another thing. That's right. Is there no relevant video detail? The mother's face was a little strange. The location of the serial rape and murder case, almost all of them are in the range of no monitoring. It was not as good then as it is now. The image left behind. There are only sporadic fragments of the deceased's lifetime. I mean, an elevator Cannibalism incident occurred in a large shopping mall. Why didn't even a little video data remained? Mother was stunned. This is impossible. The case file shows. At that time, the public security handling the case checked the images, but the information was not archived. I put the case file back on the shelf. Pull up your mother. Let's go find Xiao Dajiang. My intuition told me this person was a key medium in both cases. Him. It will definitely lock the murderer of 10 years ago. Mother said no more. We put the case file back. Leave the archives immediately. Just went out. The 2 security guards in the room went to report to Zhao Qinjiang. As for what to report, we don't care. No time to waste on intrigues. Leave the sheriff's office. We went to the department that could investigate the household registration. Otherwise, it would be a huge Kyoto. It's not easy to find someone to talk to. The supervisor was very cooperative. After all, no one dares not to give face to the Yi family. But Xiao Dajiang, the name is too ordinary. Zhao is not a rare surname. Great River is even more common. Get the news as soon as possible. Even Wan Ma called us to dinner. We didn't go back either until 8 p.m. Finally, a staff member came running with the information. Professor Zhu is a few. Xiao Dajiang found it. We stand up at the same time. Where does he live now? The staff looked embarrassed. I frowned. What is there to say? It's not hard to say. I just worked in a gold department store back then. The security captain Xiao Dajiang. He paused. The voice was lowered. He was 10 years ago. Is already dead. My mother and I on the face. The same time he showed a look of shock. A serial abuse and murder case 10 years ago. A vital person. It was 10 years ago. Is already dead. This is something I didn't expect. Whether it is a tortured murder case 10 years ago or Li Mingbo's son's elevator tragedy, Xiao Dajiang is in my feeling has always played a role in connecting the previous and the next 2 cases. He has made records. I wasted no time. Immediately asked the staff to call up Xiao Dajiang's information. The data shows this is indeed the person I am looking for. But he was on October 4/7. He died in a car accident. The driver was caught a few months later, but it didn't take long. He died of cancer in prison. Read all the materials. I don't care. This is buying murder. The mother is an old forensic doctor for more than 20 years. It is also from these strangities that his death is not simple. Tang Yuhan, a person at the gold department store, died on September 29. Xiao Dajiang died on October 4. There are only 5 days in between and hit Xiao Dajiang to death. It just so happens that he is a cancer patient. It's hard not to doubt this. Seems that the abuse and murder case 10 years ago, more than 9 people died. The mother's tone was low. There are 10. I let go of the mouse. It was dark. The case was released first. Go home and eat. Mother looked at her watch, slapped his forehead. Right in. It's past 8 o'clock. I'm used to being hungry. You can't be hungry and full when you are young. Speaking of eating, I thought she is very concerned. Drag me and leave. Back to the Yi family. Lights are bright. His father, Yi Shengbang, was sitting on the sofa watching TV. There were 2 old men next to him, my grandparents, Yi Guoliang and Xu Yuzu. Grandpa's face was serious. He was not angry and self-deprecating. Grandma is graceful and luxurious, but the eyes show the depth of the world. Someone in Kyoto once commented on the Yi family, except for the teenage young master. Whole family is male or female. They are all tigers and leopards in the military and police circles. Even the kind-looking grandmother, Xu Yushu. He is also a well-known criminal investigation expert at home and abroad, although retirement is included. But no one forgot that she had gone to the Northeast in person. The leader of the #1 club in China at that time was captured. Lord Qiao. I walked through the door. My grandparents. Why are you back? Grandma loves me the most. Mate your precious grandson. Immediately got up happily. Hold my hand tightly. Look outside again. Her eyes widened. Ask my father. You eat. My father's face was full of crookedness. Mother, didn't we just eat together? You still have the face to eat. Grandma was angry. Child is running around for you outside. You fall into big fish and meat at home. Is this what a father looks like? My father's face was almost bitter gourd. Didn't you eat very well just now? He didn't dare to say this. I can only admit my mistakes again and again. Grandma spoke, shouting to the kitchen. One mafridi. 2 dishes again. Hi, I can't starve my precious grandson and good daughter-in-law. Mother and I are embarrassed. Grandpa took off his glasses and asked, Yang, I heard that you have been outside with your mother all day today. I gained a lot. My father immediately came to his senses. How? There are clues to the case 10 years ago. The words were finished. Aunt Ma slapped him on the back of the head. You Still have the face to ask, if it weren't for me and your dad back then, you can sit on this one honestly. Mother, you can't have grandchildren and don't have sons. I am the flesh that fell from you. That's also good for my grandson. You've been watching it for more than 40 years. I'm tired of watching it early. Grandma, see, while helping me peel oranges, I was eating oranges while laughing. The case from 10 years ago was not solved. The main reason lies in the negligence of the case handling personnel. Not bad, Mother answered. To sum up, the biggest reason lies in Yi Changbang himself. My father frowned. I was cautious in every step back then. How could it be negligent? You didn't check the gold department store. The dead are not without implications, I said slowly. The deceased Li Yuling had a shopping cart from the gold department store. The deceased Zhang Yuhuan was a salesperson there. Shortly after Zhang Yuhuan's death, security captain Xiao Dajiang died in a car accident. Further before, there was also Li Mingbo's son, who died in an accident in the elevator. The most critical gold department store completely ignored. Omission only let the real culprit go unpunished for 10 years. And our family also carried 10 years of infamy. My father's face changed completely. He didn't make a sound, just staring at me. The same goes for grandparents. The difference is, Grandma picked up the pen. Rashuo quickly combed through the paper. It didn't take long. She wrote a name, Li Mingbo. One day, Li Mingbo. Not surprisingly, he is the most suspicious. Grandma put down her pen. I took a look. Thumbs up a line. Grandma's sword is not all just my few words. You think of it together. Grandma didn't have a smile on her face. On the contrary, it was extremely solemn. Even if you and I guess it's Li Mingbo. What about the evidence? 10 years. The evidence should have been destroyed a long time ago. No. The corners of my mouth are bent 6 times. Xiao Dajiang or Zhang Yuhua. It should tell us where the evidence is. Aren't they dead? Someone said. I said softly. Dead can also speak. It's late at night. The lights of the Yi family gradually went out. But in a certain room, my parents haven't fallen asleep yet. Graceful. Anil. Have you noticed that something is wrong with Yi Yang? My father put down the book, frowned slightly. The mother was unhappy when she heard this. You're embarrassed to say. If it weren't for the case from 10 years ago, you think Yanger is willing to show his face. Now, public opinion links Wang Fai's case with 10 years ago. If we can no longer explain, what will the Yi family carry? I understand the consequences, but isn't Wang Fai's case already clear? Other laugh. Yeah, Shengbang. I think you are in a high position. Put your mind stupid. If you say in public that the murderer is Wang Wai, a few people will believe it. The case 10 years ago was in Kyoto residence. It leaves an indelible shadow in the heart. Wang Fai's death was reported. The whole city was gorgeous. It is spread on the streets and alleys. Murderous demon of the year. It's back. Attacks on the network are unstoppable. Some people even said that they were in charge of the case back then. Both father and mother announced it. All kinds of scales and fierce attacks rushed in. My father was stunned. It seems that no one will believe it. That Wang Wai throw a time bomb at us. It must be solved. The mother's tone slowed down. But then, again, I was also surprised. Yang was week before. Is it even a bit childish? There is no appearance of military descendants at all. But spend a day with him today. I felt that I had misjudged him before. He is worthy of being my child. Shading of the end. She couldn't help but boast again. My father also puffed out his chest. He looked proud, but they couldn't have imagined it. In this dead of night, someone opened the door, quietly left the Yi family. That person is me. It was almost late at night. I walked for a long time. Only then did I stop a taxi. The driver was tired and rolled. The young man came home so late. Your parents don't talk about you. I smiled and shook my head. It's good late. Master, go to the mountain cemetery in the suburbs. The driver's eyes widened. Look nervous. Where are you going? Wanshan Cemetery. I nodded and said, yes. Big night. A 17-year-old boy does not go home or go to an internet cafe. I actually want to go to the cemetery. It's past 12 o'clock now. The driver wiped his face hard. Confirm that I'm a living person. Only then did he take a deep breath. After all, it was pulled to the suburbs. You can make a lot of money. He drove with courage. When you arrive at the cemetery, it was almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I get out of the car. The driver asked kindly, lad, what the hell is going on with you here at night? Catch the thief, I asked with a smile. Brother, Do you want to go up and take a look together? The driver quickly shook his head. He walked away. I smiled. Walk into the cemetery. The cemetery in the middle of the night is gloomy, but I don't care. I have also been in the cemetery in my previous life. I even sat all night in front of the tombstone, feeling the chill around me. My pace quickened. Not long after, I stopped in front of a tomb. The tombstone is pasted with a posthumous photo. It was a man in his 30s. He looks tough, but some masses. I looked at the tombstone. Zaid, softly, Xiao Dajia. Yeah, Andy, Undishiao Akpa, Unshidanxia. You say your former superior, Li Mingbo, will I come to see you tonight? I walked aside. As a former criminal, I know all too well the psychology of certain criminals, especially those who have made big cases, but never caught. Their hearts are crazy and arrogant. They may disguise themselves like grandchildren in front of people, can turn around. The eyes are like poisonous snakes. Even to capture prey, they will deliberately show their horse's feet, interact with others. Li Mingbo did not impress me strongly, like a normal person, but once he is the real culprit, then he should be able to think that Xiao Dajiang will surface. Once I thought of it, he may come to Xiao Dajiang's tomb. About the achievements of the past 10 years, although the likelihood is low. But Li Mingbo is lonely. In the past decade, he divorced his wife. No more children. Well, living alone every day. Now, what happened 10 years ago has been reopened. Empathy. If it were me, it is also very likely that you want to talk to someone that as a murderer with bloody hands. The secret of the heart. Only open your mouth to the dead. Time passed minute by minute. I don't know how long it took. Out of the corner of my eye, I suddenly saw a glimmer of light. There was a flash of light under the cemetery, although it disappeared quickly. But I have captured it. A few minutes later, a figure in a suit and leather shoes appeared in front of Xiao Dajiang's tombstone. He sat down. She silently lit a cigarette. Then, the voice was full of sneers. Xiao Dajiang. Finally, someone began to remember my masterpiece from 10 years ago. I don't know which late descendant it is. He actually ran to learn from me to kill. If you can't even tie a rope well, you dare to pretend to be me. You say it's ridiculous, but those stupid police, it's still the same as it was 10 years ago. You said, do I really want to reappear? I used to kill people to avenge my son, but I didn't expect it. Killing is addictive. You know my decade. How itchy is your heart? When the words fell, I came out of the shadows. Li Mingbo. Or I'll give you a chance. Scratch the itch in your heart. When I came out of the shadows, Li Mingbo's face was full of horror. Why are you here? He stood up and shouted. I smiled softly. Take it easy. You have been hunted by the police for 10 years, but you are still there. A high IQ criminal who is on the loose. I was nervous at once. See, it doesn't fit your identity. His expression was gloomy. There was a moment of silence before speaking. When you see me during the day, he already doubted me. It should be put another way. It was when we found you. You know you can't hide it anymore. Li Mingbo laughed. I know you should have a recording device with you, but don't you know the other party's unwilling recording? It cannot be used as evidence in court. And not as complicated as you think. I shook my head. Recording that thing. I have never used it. Rarely. I just wanted to come and take a look. What kind of person are you? He frowned. It doesn't seem to be very convincing. Although the recording cannot be used as the main evidence. But it can help. But look at me like that. He began to sneer tentatively. Then, what do you think? What kind of person am I? He is indeed a good criminal guy. That's right. Where did you learn your binding techniques? From the death of your child to Li Yuling's death. Only a few days. It's not enough for you to learn. I think you will have done it a long time ago. A hint of pride suddenly appeared on his face. That bundling technique created countless panic. 10 years ago, some people have even had the same chalky dreams. Dream that you are tied up like that. I woke up in a cold sweat. Li Mingbo obviously didn't want to tell me. He dropped the cold word, you guess, turned around and walked down to the cemetery, looking at his back. I spoke lightly. Wait a minute. How? I also want to get out of my mouth. He turned around and sneered. Yang, I'm just here to visit my subordinates tonight. The law does not stipulate that it is not allowed to visit in the middle of the night. And every word you say, I don't understand it all. So, even if you guess I'm the murderer before there was no evidence, I am still Li Mingbo. I am still Li Mingbo, general manager of Doan Shopping Mall. After he finished speaking, he couldn't help but laugh. Walk down without looking back. I sighed, muttered, you think I'm here to catch the murderer tonight? So crazy. You have to be beaten. The words fell. I grabbed his hair. He was shocked. In his opinion, If it weren't for my life experience, he was not even interested in talking. A 17-year-old boy, even if he is talented. What if he is a stranger? After all, he is just a hairy boy with a milky smell. But he didn't expect it. This hairy boy has quite a lot of strength. After grabbing him, he couldn't move. Yang, what do you want to do? You are the eldest young master of a great family. Do you still want to know that breaking the law is not possible? Let me go. Li Mingbo has a deep understanding of law. Over the years, he didn't know how many times he had studied it, just waiting for one day to be caught. Whether there are loopholes to exploit, it's a pity that he has become a law. But I ignored a point. I am an uninhibited person. People without scruples. I'll abolish you. Who can clean me up? I chuckled. The foot landed on his left leg. There may be people in Kyoto City who can clean up my yang, but that person could never be you. Li Mingbo. I didn't seem to be exercising at all, but suddenly there was a click. Li Mingbo screamed in pain. I don't look at him in front of him. Laughed. In fact, I know. If you don't say it, whether it's Li Yuling and Yu Huan is still Wang Ya. On the day your son died, they should all be standing by the elevator. Watch your son die. It is precisely because they see, but are unmoved. So you think they caused the death of their son. Hate makes you target them. Monsieur. Why, after that, they killed them one by one. Is that right? In the case file of the elevator cannibalism incident, only Zhang Yuhuan's transcript, because she was one of the 9 dead, the only one who works in the gold department store. But I don't know if it was a coincidence or something that day, at the entrance of the elevator, or in the elevator, with children. There are 9 of them. Li Yuling. Li Mingbo seemed to have forgotten the pain at this time. His eyes widened, and his face was full of incredulity. That kind of thing seems to be asking. It's something that no one knows. Do you know? I let go of my feet, he said, as he went down the mountain. I'll give you another day. On this day, hope you can make it a little more difficult. Otherwise, when the time comes, it's time for the game to end. Speaking of the end, my voice was soft, as if murmuring. It looks like solving a case. It's more fun than crime. Well, it seems that some of them will play in the future. Li Mingbo looked at my back. He was probably thinking, is it in Yi Yang's heart? Fight wits and courage with high IQ criminals. Is it just fun? More than an hour later, I went back to the Yi family. The whole house is still sleeping. No one knew I had been gone for 2 hours. Back to the room. Sleep quietly. When you look at it again, the sky is bright. My mother called me outside for breakfast. After washing up and eating, Grandpa returned to the military academy. Grandma went to the unit. My father and mother also rushed to go out. I watered the flowers and plants. Azo left home. I gave Li Mingbo 24 hours. During this time, I'll get the key evidence. Then he was taken from the hospital to prison. No matter what happened to him, none of them should be buried with 9 human lives. He doesn't have that qualification. It can't be because of him alone. Affect the reputation of the Yi family. From home to Xiao Dajiang's residence, I took the car for almost half an hour. Walked to the door. Knocked on the door. For a while. One is in his 60s. The old lady who was waiting opened the door. Lat. Who are you looking for, ma'am? Now, I am the security officer of the Public Security Bureau. I took out my documents from my pocket. He previously told Zhao Qinjian that he could become a temporary case handling officer at any time to prevent trouble. I really asked my father to get me one. Take a look at the documents. Come today. There are some things I want you to understand. The old lady was literate. Took a look. I am the only old lady in my family. What can you do to keep your security safe? I was a little surprised. This small house of more than 30 square meters. She was the only one. Enter the back of the house. I took the tea she brought with both hands. The tea is a little cloudy, but I didn't dislike it. Took a sip. Mom, about the rest of the family. There was bitterness on her face. My son passed away in an accident 10 years ago. The old man couldn't stand the blow. He also left a month later. What a good family of 3 now. I'm the only one left. Lived alone for 10 years. My eyes narrowed slightly. I didn't expect it when I came. Xiao Dajiang's family looks like this. Xiao Dajiang was silenced because he knew Li Mingbo's secret. His father died of the death of his only son. Li Mingbo directly or indirectly killed 11 people. My heart was shaking, but his face was calm. So it is. Sorry, though, but I am here today for your son, Xiao Dajiang. There is a case that has been around for 10 years. We pass through clues, discover that your son may be the most important witness. So, I ask you, my sons have been dead for 10 years. I don't know about him either. Didn't you ask in vain? She sighed. Mama, you just have to tell me your son before the accident. Did you mention that there is anything special to keep an eye on? And also, he was 30 years old when he died. Was there anyone who was very close at that time? This question, the old lady replied with red eyes. Yes. Yes, he was in love with a salesman in the gold department store at the time. Why is my son so miserable? Finally, the object of the picture died in vain. Even he himself had an accident soon after. Oh my God, why do you want to do this to my family? A question broke her emotionally. I never thought about it either. Xiao Dajiang and Zhang Yuhuan. It's actually a lover. I quickly patted her on the back. Mama, I'm here today. It is for the case of your son's object, Zhang Yuhuan. Tell me, at that time, after Zhang Yuhuan's tragic death, does your son have any special reactions? The old lady frowned, as if you are recalling. Finally, thought of something. Yes, he was particularly strange that night. I heard him come home in the middle of the night. I kept hiding in my room and crying very sadly. Wow. My wife and I asked. He doesn't say why. My heart was shocked. Xiao Dajia is indeed the most critical person. Then think about it again. He cared about something in those days. Do you care about anything in particular? It seems like there is a fanny pack. He carried it with him almost every day, but it was put at home on the day of the accident. When he was buried, I took the things down and gave them to him. My heart sank. From her words, it can almost be concluded the most critical evidence is in that pocket, but the waste bag was buried. To get it, Xiao Dajiang's grave must be dug up. He lifted the coffin and took out the items. But for the old lady's generation, will you allow me to open a grave to seek justice? Looking at the old lady's sad look, I just feel like my head is big. Oh, there is no evidence. I want to leave it to the future. I asked tentatively. Do you think your son really died by accident? She was slightly won. Oh, yes. Didn't the driver admit it in court? But you know, is he a cancer patient? Not long after being imprisoned? He died of illness. The old lady nodded. I know. Their family later told me that accident family is almost ruined. I hated them at first, but what's the use of hating later? From between the lines of her words, I can hear another layer. She is a person who can enlighten herself. Otherwise it is impossible to die because of the other party's ruin and forgive the enemy who killed his son. Man. Yeah, if I say that your son was murdered by deliberateness, do you believe it? The old lady's eyes widened. I couldn't speak for a long time. I told her to sit down. Oldie, Mamam, although I am not entirely sure, but the death of the O brothers and the series that caused the sensation in Kyoto 10 years ago, there is a direct connection between the abuse and murder cases and the contents of the burial bag. Crucial. You mean take out your pocket? He asked in a trembling voice. I nodded heavily. It has been 10 years since the Ojiang brothers passed away. But if he was really killed, don't you want to find out the real culprit? Let him blindfold. The old lady's tears disappeared. Repeat constantly. How can this be? He had been asleep for many years. Do you have to wake him up? Auntie, you are reasonable. Even the driver who hit and killed your son can be forgiven. Why don't you let him die clearly? She fell silent again. He lowered his head and said nothing. I didn't say anything more. Let her make her own decision. Time passed, minute by minute. Finally, she looked up. Does it have to be like this? We have seen it. Nothing, ma'am. Maybe I didn't check it carefully at the time. If there really is nothing in it, you can rest assured I will also move your son to a better place for burial. But there is a condition. We must mobilize today, otherwise it will take a long time. It is likely that something will happen. Old lady no longer hesitated, nodded and replied, good. Listen to you. Well, I immediately picked up my phone, arranged for several professionals to go to the Huanshan cemetery. A grave was built. Been a good Taoist practice. Good leaves are few. When will people arrive? The grave must be opened before this evening. It must be finished before 4 p.m. Upper. I said to Xiao Dajiang's mother, man, let's go to the Huanshan cemetery now. You say, Dajia, won't he really blame me? I patted her on the shoulder. If he is killed, that's what you're really to blame. He didn't say more. We went to the cemetery together. Soon, Taoist priests and workers also arrived. I nodded. The matter of opening the coffin and lifting the corpse began. Well, yeah, actually, I know very well. Xiao Dajiang is not necessarily a pillar. He and Zhang Yuhuan are lovers. If there is really evidence of Li Mingbo, I should have found security as soon as possible. But he didn't. A few days later, he was cut off by Li Mingbo. There is only one possibility between Xiao Dajiang and Li Mingbo. If there are some ulterior secrets, I will never say this in front of the old lady. Otherwise, the coffin would not be open today. The Taoist priest practiced the aftermath. Workers stepped forward to dig graves. After a while, the coffin was dug out of the ground. The coffin is a vertical burial. In order to save land, there was no whole body in sight. Cremation has long been popular. In recent years, there are only some living supplies. And the fanny pack I'm looking for. The coffin was lifted, looked at the crying old lady, and asked, "Ma'am, can the coffin be opened?" "Open it, open it. If there is a grievance, he will definitely thank you too." She wiped away her tears. I nodded at the workers. It moved with the sound of a chi. Coffin open sleeve. I saw the burial fanny pack at first sight. Reach out and grab it. Unzip the jerky. When it can be opened, there was nothing inside. It seems that nothing has ever been let go. Buried in the ground for 10 years. Although the fabric has changed, I won't lose anything. I'm not in a hurry. Reach in. Pinch it carefully. No one understands what I'm doing, including the old lady. She knew there was nothing in her pocket, but I insist that it is important evidence. She agreed to open the coffin, let alone ban. He has no selfishness. I want to change a better cemetery for my son. Can this pocket really be used as evidence? She felt a little guilty. I have long understood that she knows about the fanny pack, but don't blame. Pinch the corner and said, "Evidence found." Not surprisingly, the cause of your son's death will be made public tonight. Finished. I turned to the workers. First, Mr. Xiao's ashes will be temporarily stored in a funeral home. In 2 days, a new grave will be placed. The old lady held my hand excitedly. Latin, you know, I lied to you. Why do you do this? It can bridge the hearts of parents all over the world. I smiled. The Yi family spoke, saying one is one. You see, Jesse, Ater promised things. There will be no remorse. You see? Isn't this fanny pack empty? Leave this word. I didn't stay any longer. I took the car straight to my mother Su Wanrong's office. She was rereading the autopsy reports of Li Yuling and other deceased. I hoped to find new clues from the records of that year. When the door was pushed open, she was about to be upset. Zimi, the face is full of strangeness. Yang Erwo. I said won't take that. What are you doing here? Mother, I called Dad, who can directly issue an arrest warrant to arrest Li Mingbo. Quickly, arrest Li Mingbo. You have the evidence, she exclaimed. You see, I mysteriously took out my waist bag. The stitches have been taken apart by me. Pull out a folded photo from inside. The crease is short, blurry photos. It was almost pitch black, but there is a fluorescence that shines on a person's face. Zhang Yuhua was not killed at all on the Kaoguang bridges. Instead, it was in Kaoguang Park, which was later demolished. Xiao Dajiang used the decorative lights by the flower beds in the park. Li Mingbo and Zhang Yuhuan were photographed with a camera. Mother was shocked and inexplicable. The investigation of Zhang Yuhuan's first place of death that year, Li Quan believed it was at the Kaoguang Bridge. Unexpectedly, the real location is Kaoguang Park. I didn't expect it. That night, a murderous gangster killed women. The other person was in the dark. Borrow that almost impossible light. Face of the criminal was photographed. Mother looks at the yellowed photo. Incredible. It's really a Skynet. But why didn't Xiao Dajiang give us the photos at that time? You may not know it yet. Xiao Dajiang and Zhang Yuhua. At that time, I was talking about the object. The mother's eyes widened. That's impossible. Since we are talking about the object, why didn't he save people? This answer only Li Mingbo can tell us. Call Dad now. Before dark today, a press conference can be held. Announced that the serial abuse and murder case 10 years ago was solved. The mother immediately called her father. The father on the other end was excited. I could hear his voice from the side of my stand. It's true. The case was solved 10 years ago. Our son broke it. Of course. Otherwise, it's up to you. God knows if it can be broken in another 10 years. Hurry up and arrange for someone to go to the one shopping mall to arrest people, the mother said angrily. My father laughed, but it quickly reacted. Wrong. This morning, I arranged for someone to go to the one shopping mall to keep an eye on it. Li Mingbo didn't show up all day. Impossible. Did he run away? Mother's expression changed drastically. Only I smiled and answered the phone. He can't run. Why did I take the time to break his leg so late? It should be in the hospital now. Just look it up. I will go to the speed myself when the time comes. But why did you break his leg so late? Aren't you sleeping all the time? My father exclaimed. I rolled my eyes. It's all startled by the grass. You can still sleep. No, Wonder Grandma said that your seat was picked up for nothing. Roilus, I'll call people to arrest people first. I'll clean you up later. He hung up the phone depressedly. Only 10 minutes passed. The call came. Li Mingbo is lying in an orthopedic hospital. A 10-year-old dusty photo became the most critical evidence. But if you change to someone else, I'm not sure if I can overcome Li Mingbo. After all, too many years have passed. Photo is not ironclad evidence. But that's okay. I am now on my way to the orthopedic hospital. Li Mingbo is already a bird in a cage and can't fly away. As I expected, he was lying in a hospital bed. The left leg is wrapped in a cast. His expression was gloomy. He didn't think I could find evidence to identify him. But when I think of my young face, the hatred in my heart soared. Yi Yang, you thought you broke my leg. I can't leave so that you have plenty of time to investigate. Don't dream. I've been living in peace for 10 years. You are a hairy boy. Even if you are good, compare brains, you're far from it. Thinking of this, he couldn't help but smile on his face. In a vast Kyoto, he was just a small person, but it's this little guy that once caused panic in the city. He is very confident and unruly. Look up at the time, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The evening. Agreed with Yi. Oh, Yang, no, there are just over 2 hours left. Will Yi Yang really bring the security to arrest him? He couldn't help but sneer again, but the smile has not yet dissipated. The door of the ward was suddenly pushed open. 7 or 8 security guards poured in, and his mother pointed a gun at him. Li Mingbo was a little annoyed. Look blankly. I want to say something, but when he saw me walking out from behind the security guard, I panicked inexplicably. Yi Yang, what are you bringing so much security for? Shouted loudly. I glanced at him. To the security row. Close the door. The door is closed. I continued. The spect Li Mingbo tried to escape. I had no choice but to break his second leg. The words fell. I walked up to him. His face turned pale. All of a sudden, as the fist fell, screams rang out. Li Mingbo, you are suspected of killing Li Yuling in 2007. Wang Ya, Shang Yuan, Xiao Dajiang, and 10 others died. This is a quick arrest order. Clearly, I have an arrest warrant in my hand. He was trembling in pain, but his eyes were staring. That's impossible. Why do you arrest me without evidence? He roared. How could I arrest you without evidence? Xiao Dajiang's photo. You have an impression. I asked with a smile. His face was childish. At least 3 seconds. Lips trembled. Not a word popped up. It looks like you remember. It was not in vain that I dug out the photo from his coffin. I have a photo in my hand. Li Mingbo, think about it. Do you have any twin brothers or brothers? He reached out to grab it. There is no chance. It's all about this. You also feel that your IQ is higher than everyone else's. Your means, it can beat all those who engage in criminal investigation. Li Mingbo. You are too careless. 10 years ago, when a cancer driver crashed and killed Xiao Dajiang, you shouldn't stop at will. This most critical evidence was not destroyed. You will always be a failed criminal. My tone was cold. He was already like a deflated ball, unable to lean on the bed. It was really dug out of his grave. He was buried for 10 years. You can actually dig it out. Something that really matters. It is safest only when buried in the soil. I stared at him. Let's talk about it. Why didn't Xiao Dajiang stop you from killing Shang Yuhuan that night? Instead, only take pictures. This is the most curious point for me. Xiao Dajiang and Shang Yuhuan are lovers. Any man who sees someone killing his target, I won't be patient to take pictures. Li Mingbo didn't speak. Silently, close your eyes. I know what he's thinking. Laughed. You are thinking about how to get rid of a crime, or reduce your sentence. Don't be delusional. I'm here. You can't escape. He slowly quieted his eyes. The bullhead asked a strange question. Yi Yang, you really only 17 years old? I was stunned. Touch your face. Smiled. What do you think? Your mind. Your IQ. How could it be just a hairy boy? He almost gritted his teeth. I smiled slightly. It doesn't matter. It's important that you tell me the answer. You see, I've helped you tickle it. Should I scratch it too? After a long sigh, he endured the pain. In fact, I don't understand why Xiao Dajiang did that night. I only know that he came to me later. It costs 500 hush money. I understand all too well that this kind of person cannot be bought with money. I could only find someone to do him. But I think he and Zhang Yuhuan should have been at that time. There are irresolvable contradictions. That time, there was a manager in the mall who was also chasing her. When I started, she was still talking to the guy on the phone. Maybe Xiao Dajiang also hates her in his heart. Again. Xiao Dajiang's family background has always been bad. Although he is a security captain, the monthly salary is not Hi, that time, he was more likely to want to pass. This means to get a fortune. It is also possible he arrived after I killed Zhang Yuhua. There's only one photo. It's the picture of me sitting next to her after killing her. I finally understand a little. Is alright. What is the reason? Only Xiao Dajiang himself knows. Love matters. It is the easiest to blind people. Alright, don't talk about him. You really just died in the elevator because of your son. He took his anger on those 9 people. Then, Li Mingbo's eyes suddenly flashed with a twisted light. The voice was low. Do you know that Li Yuling was next to my son at the time? She reacts quickly. Run up in time. Why do you say she's so stupid? I can't pull my son up and run again. She had every time to do that. And that Wang Ya, this damn woman, was next to the emergency stop switch at that time. Why didn't she know how to press it? Then my son will lose a pair of feet at most, but just because of their stupidity and panic. Killed my son? He is like a crazy beast. I shook my head. I may understand your psychology better. Really hated Li Yuling when you killed her, but then you find out that killing is funny. It's the same as smoking, or even taking drugs. It's addictive, right? How do you know? He was shocked. I exhaled lightly, turned around silently. No more words. The security officer stepped forward to stop his hand. He was still shouting, Yi Yang, who are you? I am Yi Yang. I didn't look back. Li Mingbo. I'm just familiar with the psychology of people like you. The back. You don't want to avenge your son anymore because you know those girls are innocent. They may be wrong, but it is not fatal. It's just that you can't control yourself. Plus the security can't find your trace. So you are gradually becoming unscrupulous, longing to see their horrified faces as they die. Prefers to touch their cold corpses. Right. After saying this, I've walked out the door, leaving Li Mingbo staring at my back blankly, speechless. I was right when he killed Wang Ya. There is no hate in my heart, but he didn't expect it. Killing is addictive. Li Mingbo dragged a pair of broken legs and was taken away. I was standing outside the ward. I called my father. Is the driver's family doing a good job? Done. They will testify at the trial. Father's tone was soft. It's really nice to hear him. That's right. A press conference was held in the evening. You'll come and participate. I pouted. Not interested. The case was broken. I'm not a member of the security system. We are still students. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, you are still a student. This time Dad is stained with your light. I'll give you a big gift when I come back. What do you think? Good is good. It depends on the gift. Chatted for a while. Hung up. I see nothing else. I went back to Yi's house. The chef Wang Ma saw me. I just want to get food. I made excuses for not being hungry. Turn on the TV. In the evening, almost every channel of Kyoto TV are all playing the same report. According to the latest news, a series that caused a sensation in Kyoto 10 years ago, the abuse and murder case was successfully solved. The offender was arrested at 3:42 p.m. He was arrested in an orthopedic hospital. According to the security department, the abuse and murder case that occurred 2 days ago is with 10. Few years ago, the serial cases were committed by different murderers. Both cases have been solved, but my platform has been informed in addition to the efforts of the public security department. A teenager surnamed Yi, who did not want to reveal his identity. He made the greatest contribution in the 2 cases. I looked at the report. It is not surprising that information about oneself was revealed. Participate in the whole process. It is impossible to completely cover it up, but I didn't expect it. My mother called suddenly. Mother. Oh, is there something wrong? Xiao Dajiang's mother also came. She has something to say to you. I'll find so. Oh, I heard the aunt's voice. Master Yi, thank you for your kindness. It's just that my son doesn't deserve to be treated like that. Thank you very much. I also took this opportunity to say sorry. I really shouldn't have bitten you before. I had a smile on my face. I really don't need it anymore. Just bury him where he is. He also deserves it. Alright, listen to you. It's just that you listen now. I don't do good things for no reason. There are too many people in the world who need help. There's no need to help someone who may not be very good. That's why we did that. Just because I promised her. Now, she doesn't want it. Naturally, I agreed. Put down your phone. Keep watching TV. Wait until almost 10 o'clock in the evenings. My parents just came home. As soon as I got home, my mother called me out of the room. Yang, your dad has a gift for you. I didn't think my father would really give gifts at all. I was shocked to hear this. Father. Bless, you are still serious about that in the afternoon. My father laughed, patted me on the shoulder. What do you think? You didn't see Zhao Qinjiang coming to my office? That looked like eating. It's just a pleasure. So this time, you are to the Yi family. It is the greatest credit to the entire public security system. Gifts must be given Wanna denial. I see so enter. Then take it out. Don't play with mystery. But wait a while. Parents had no intention of getting up at all. There are no gift boxes on the table either. Mother pursed her lips and smiled. Your dad is going to let you graduate from high school early. In the second semester, he went directly to the Kyoto Police Academy. I was completely stunned. At first I heard that I didn't need to go to the third year of high school. He was secretly happy. Unexpectedly, strange the stove and continue to cook. My father was not happy to see me. The Kyoto Police Academy is the highest level of public security academy in the country. I can study there. I'll have the talent to become excellent public security. At the beginning of its establishment, my grandfather was once an honorary principal. I also graduated there. Yang, the people there are funny. You don't want to try. It's funny, not bad. The top students came out. As long as you are not unlucky, can be in a high position, but many people have said it. A top student who graduated from the Beijing police. The other side is also a criminal genius. If they sin, it can definitely make a security system dizzy. Don't say it. I'm a little interested. In this world, I am not short of money. Second, there is no lack of power, only I bully others. No one ever dared to really bully me. In addition to eating every day, it is all about playing. The days of sleeping after playing are too boring. So when there is a case of abuse and murder, Fork is related to the Yi family. I can't wait to show up. If there are really a group of such interesting people as classmates, the days seem to be a lot more fun. At least it's better than facing textbooks every day in high school. Alright, then, I'll go to the Beijing police to read it. My mother was overjoyed when she heard this. Okay, good. Will go and prepare things for you next semester. Black lines appeared on my forehead. Speechless. Mother, there's still a month left until next semester. What are you in a hurry to do now? The news that the serial abuse and murder case was solved 10 years ago. It is still spreading in the streets of Kyoto. The mysterious boy, surnamed Yi. It is also constantly deified in the market. What a natural case-solving wizard. What top international criminal investigation college top student see. Moreover, actually said that Yang is not actually surnamed Ye, and his surname is Dishiri Yi. It is the reincarnation of Direnji. I look at these comments, mouth smirk. But over time, how could busy people remember that case every day? Until half a month later, Yi Mingbo and Wang Wai went to court and then reported. It caused a sensation again. My mind is no longer on this. Instead, he browsed information about the Kyoto Police Academy from time to time. Unfortunately, there are very few information on the internet about this college. It should be a school that is deliberately protected. Before that, if it weren't for my father's words, I didn't know there was such a thing. Beijing Police Academy will give it every summer. Send invitations to students who are looking for good ones. These students are not the children of famous families. It also includes children from some ordinary families. But the premise is the same. They all have the potential to become good public security and even good cadres. When school is about to start, I received an invitation letter from the Beijing Police Academy. This is what the father meant. Not until the last moment. Don't use the Yi family relationship. When the invitation letter was delivered to the Yi family, my father laughed happily. The old men of the Beijing police are finally not confused. Our Yi Yang has broken 2 major cases in a row. Such students do not take the initiative to invite. It's simply unreasonable. In a joyful waiting of the whole family, the new semester has finally begun. My mother helped me prepare all kinds of large and small bags. There are also spare items to wear. I looked at the packages. I only felt my scalp tingle. Mother, the Beijing police are in Kyoto City. It's only half an hour's drive from home. What are you doing? I don't go far away. The mother didn't care, pointing to a bag. It's all clothes. This pack is all about shoes. And this bag, be sure to remember, it was full of medicines that could be used, plus this card for you. Mom will check the balance every once in a while. If it's gone, then put money in it. I took the card and smiled bitterly. There's not much money in it. It's just 100. The corners of my mouth twitched violently. God can see I am a 17-year-old student. Pocket money is actually 6 figures, and there are no limits. If the money is gone, it will be played again. Alright. I admit that some industries in my country continue to provide money, but 100 coins is too extravagant. I sighed with a loving mother and a loser silently put the bank curry in his pocket. Got it. The money is about to run out. I will call you in advance. The mother suddenly felt a little sad. Hold me tightly. Yi Yang, when you go to the Beijing police, you must take good care of yourself, eat on time, and rest on time. Got it. I picked up my suitcase. Got it. And other holidays. It must have grown a few pounds of meat. Finished with a smile. Leave the house. Take a car to the Beijing Police Academy. The Beijing Police Academy is sent to all parts of the country every year. Many highly professional students, many desires or orientation of dreams. For students in the public security system, this is a holy place. It is also a paradise that flocks to herons. With the end of the holidays, academy gradually became lively. It seems that everywhere is full of dreams and youthful vitality. All dirt should not be in such a place. The roof of the 7th floor of the dormitory building, in Block B of the Beijing Police Academy. No one has come for 2 months of vacation. The wind howled through the rooftops. Let all the metal clash. Or the sound of tin sheets. Or a jingling, knocking. Merely. Now, the iron door on the roof seemed to completely isolate this place from the floor. No one has seen what it looks like on it. I only know that there is a water tower. School is now opened. New work will also begin on the water tower. Water storage and release for students to bathe and wash. It can be suspended for more than 2 months. Plus the valves of the pine tower. There was no water droplets in the water tower for a long time. There are only a few little things. It is constantly colliding with the iron sheet of the water tower. The sound of pound pound is not loud, but if you listen close to your ears, it can be heard that the water tower is a kind of emitted, a creature that chirps. Not surprisingly, in the water tower, there should be several rats. I stood at the gate of the Beijing Police Academy. The guard room is guarded by special security. Stand up straight. His eyes were like eagles. Light this scene. Why to this scene? It is not comparable to ordinary schools. The Beijing Police Academy has a characteristic. Students vary in age. Some are 25 or 16 years old. Some are even as old as 14 or 15 years old. The older ones look somewhat humble here. Young nature seems superior, but the Beijing Police is still a comprehensive school. Most of the knowledge is for future contributions to the security system. However, language, mathematics, English, physics, and chemistry are also indispensable. I walked to the door. The guards immediately reached out to stop it. Here is she. Please present your admission letter. I took the notification letter out of my bag. The Beijing Police do not allow parents to enter, even if school starts off. Students who also need to be accompanied by their parents will definitely be laughed at. After the security inspection, he turned around and let him go. I smiled and said thank you. Walk through the door into the admissions office. Login information. Seen dormitories. A series of things are done. I finally got the dorm key. The treatment of the Beijing Police is good. 3 people in a dormitory. Each person has a separate bed. I entered the dormitory. My roommate hasn't come yet. I put things on my own. Silently played with the phone for a while. Not long after, the door opened. A young man in his early 20s came in. Inch head. He is not as tall as me, but it's strong. He was stunned when he saw me. Hello, you are also in this dormitory? I nodded. Was even more shocked. It turns out that the legend of the Beijing Police is true. The students here really don't discriminate between ages. You look like 17 or 18 at most. Just after the age of 17, he came back. You can also shout 18. I'll go. Genius. It's awesome. My name is Zhao Kao from Baihe City. Nice to meet you. I smiled and shook hands. 2 polite sentences. At this time, the last person in the dormitory also came. Zhao Kao's face was not calm again, because the person who came in was also a young boy. Wear a pair of glasses. The clothes are a little old. He looked at me, and Zhao Kao smiled slightly. The eyes were a little timid. Hello. My name is Li Duo. I am Yi Yao. I'm in the Zhou dynasty. How old are you, buddy? The Zhou dynasty seem to be very concerned about this issue. 19 Oh my god. It also makes people not live. There are 3 people in a dormitory. 1, 17. I'm 21. Where did I get my face to sleep with the 2 big guys? Zhou Kao beat his chest and stomped his feet. Li Duo and I couldn't help but laugh. But Li Duo's eyes looked at me from time to time. Finally, I couldn't help but ask, you are really only 17? I hummed. He nodded and smiled. It seems that this place is not wrong. It will definitely be fun in the future. I glanced at him from another place. He actually had the same mind as me. It's here to play. The 3 of them chatted for a while. Invite me to the cafeteria to take a look. After all, it is related to the food of the whole semester. It is impossible not to pay attention to it. Fortunately, the Beijing Police canteen is not so dark. The meals were good. At least eat Li Duo and Zhou Chao. Straight tea. Pork couldn't help but praise the Beijing Police. But after eating, I went back to the dormitory. The beautiful Beijing Police left a bad impression. The dormitory was actually waterless. Li Duo was shirtless. Although there is air conditioning, I still feel slimy. Waited for a while. He said, no way. Let's ask the dormitory manager downstairs. When will the water come? I agree with the Zhou dynasty. There is no water to take a bath on a hot day. But it really isolates people. The three of them went downstairs together. Only then did I find that there were many people downstairs asking. The dormitory aunt listened to the voices, pick up a loudspeaker, and shout, don't worry, students. I also arrived at school in the evening. The situation has now been reflected. Should be that the water tower on the roof has not been broken for too long. But now, it's too late. The school leaders said that a master would come tomorrow. We have to wait for tomorrow. Then you can't smell like salted fish tonight. That's it. We want water. I need to take a bath. And aiming in our dormitory has foot odor. If there's no water, we will all be smoked to death tonight. The students shouted. The management is tired of coping. Li Duo sighed. I say, get it, and go back to the dormitory. Tonight will be a night. That's all there is to it. Li Duo replied. Unexpectedly, the Zhao dynasty suddenly had a whim. Isn't it just a water tower? Let's just go up and fix it. See that there are gadgets for sale in the school supermarket. Go, brothers. Buy tools to go up to the roof to repair the water tower. Moisturize the classmates of the entire dormitory building. The Zhou dynasty did what he said. I also felt uncomfortable. After sweating all day, be able to do things by yourself that you can eat and drink. There's no need to wait for tomorrow at all. So the three of them went to the supermarket to buy some tools. While no one is paying attention, a smoke ran to the very top, but the top floor is separated by an iron door. There's a big lock hanging on the door. Zhou Kao held a wrench, asked, with a bare and strong upper body. Pry no. It's all here. Why don't you pry? Otherwise, according to the urine of the school, we must wait until tomorrow. Zhou Kao used a wrench to put it into the lock ring. Blake. The lock was picked. Push open the iron door, covered in cobwebs. A gust of wind blew in his face. The wind blows refreshingly, but my nose moved. Look to Zhou Kao and Li Duo. This taste, it doesn't seem right. Listen carefully. It should be the smell of rot. Not very strong, but I smelled it. Soon after, Li Duo also turned his eyes to look at me. It does have a taste. It should have been left after the decay of some animal. On the roof of this building, there may be carcasses of mice or birds falling from the sky. I nodded slightly. Lissy, let's go repair the water tower. The temperature on this roof is not usually high. It's already too hot to stand. Let's speed up, otherwise it will be discovered. Even if you do good deeds, you have to criticize. Zhou Kao Zaiding. I have gone in the direction of the water tower. The water tower on the roof is huge. Below is a puddle of water. Zhou Kao glanced at it, speechless. What a problem do you think it is? It turned out that the valve was loosened. On pump, the valve fell to the ground. This is a room. Insufficient water pressure. There must be no water in the pipe. Then install it quickly. Then there will be water soon. Li Duo urged. Zhou Kao smiled and nodded. Pick up the valve from the pool. But what he didn't expect was, next to the valve, there is actually a ring. This ring, it can't be true. Hearing this, Li Duo and I both walked over to take a look. Zhou Kao grabbed a ring in his hand. It should be gold. Not 2, but there's a word engraved on it. 3. This should have been accidentally dropped on the roof of the building. We'll leave it to the school later. Li Duo sighed softly. Zhou dynasty seemed a little reluctant, but I don't really want to claim it exists. He tucked the ring into his pocket. Hold the valve and prepare to tighten. It can be from inside the valve opening. Suddenly, a sharp head squeezed out. There was a constant chirping sound coming out of his mouth. Zhou dynasty immediately retreated. My face was full of nausea. Depend on when did the rats crawl into this water tower? It's disgusting. The water in the water tower is the only water used by students in the entire dormitory building. Think of rats in it. I feel sick in my heart. Li Duo and I stepped forward from the fist-sized valve mouth, but he smelled the familiar smell of rot. The words of the mouse. How could there be the big smell just now? Li Duo sighed incredulously. I suddenly thought of something at this time. Immediately, climb up the ladder of the water tower. Lift the lid of the water tower. Turn on the flashlight of your phone and shine inside. There was actually a person lying inside. The stench completely erupted at this time. Zhou Kao and Li Duo below noticed that my expression changed. Asked in unison, what's wrong? You can take a look at it yourself. I went down the ladder. Li Duo was the first to climb up. Use a flashlight on your mobile phone when you see a motionless human body in the water tower. Look of surprise also flashed on his face, but soon he couldn't help but pinch his chin with his left hand. Showed a look of thought. Zhou Kao below Zaid anxiously. What are you posting on it? Hurry up and let me take a look. Li Duo came down quietly. Zhou Kao followed. Take a look inside, exclaimed completely, uncontrollably. A mate. Death ruler. In the water tower of the Beijing Police Academy, there was a dead body. The Zhou dynasty estimates in Columbus. Discovering a new continent is as shocking as friendship. My father said when I came, there are many freaks in the Beijing police. This is not. The Zhou dynasty was definitely a freak. Most people are probably panicked when they see the dead body. He was fine and just a small snack was shot. Then he was about to climb into the water tower. I rolled my eyes speechlessly. What are you doing? Hurry up, move the body out. And then the autopsy. That's right, Lao Li. You are ready. Didn't you say that the Beijing police came mainly to study forensic medicine? Wait for me to move the body out. You can start performing. Li Duo's eyes flashed with excitement, rubbing his hands. Promise not to disappoint, comrades. In fact, I somewhat want the Zhou dynasty to get the body out. Take a good look. This is the Beijing Police Academy. Although the body inside was not clearly visible, but he was wearing a Beijing police uniform. Time should also have passed a long time. Kill Beijing police students in the Beijing Police Academy and hide the corpse in the water tower for many days. The murderer was definitely a very smart person. As for whether the deceased may have fallen by himself, no one will doubt this kind of thing. The lid of the water tower is well covered. This is not murder and hiding corpses. What is it? Zhou Kao has supported it with both arms. Get ready to jump into the water tower. But just got up. The iron door was actually opened again. Several unexpected figures walked out of the iron gate. At a glance, I saw the Zhou dynasty that was about to drill into the water tower. Face changed drastically. Roared. What are you three going to do? Hurry up and come down to me. A person who looked like a school leader walked quickly, full of anger. It's dark. Don't stay in the dormitory. Run on the rooftop. What are you doing? Zhou Kao curled his lips and explained. Dormitory is out of water. The dormitory manager said that it would be repaired tomorrow. In fact, the valve just fell off. We can fix small problems ourselves. The man's face slowed down slightly. Since the school said it would be repaired tomorrow, then you, as students, should listen. But I think it's also a good intention for you. I won't pursue it today. The master who repaired the water tower has already come. You go back. None of us moved. He was on fire. How? My words don't work, do they? I am Wang Gang, the director, in charge of school logistics. Now, I order you to return to the dormitory immediately. I spoke at this time. Rector Wang, there are corpses in the water tower. Wang Gang is a Rang. If there is a corpse, you must obey. What? There are corpses inside the water tower? Yes. As the first witness to find the dead, the three of us can't leave at this time. So Director Wang, top priority now is to come first. Remove the dead from the water tower. Then investigate the identity of the person, and then go to the scene. After a rigorous investigation, take the steps to find the real culprit. I finished calmly. Zhou Kao and Li Duo smiled silly. Wang Gang's face changed, turned to the repairman and said, "Two masters. You guys wait a moment." He climbed the ladder and took a look. Then he picked up his phone. The security division immediately sent someone over. A body was found in the water tower on the roof of the dormitory building B. Then another one was played. Feed. Understand. And it is principal. I am Wang Gang. Male body was found on the roof of the dormitory in building B of our school. The male corpse was wearing our school uniform. This is an extremely serious incident. I hope you will be able to make it to school immediately. Respond to emergencies. Eerie reacted quickly. First he was transferred to the security system. Report to the principal again. This person is probably not just ordinary management, but I care more about the corpses in the water tower. Zhou Kao and Li Duo also stared. Zhou Kao whispered, "Yi Yan, what kind of person do you say? There is no wind or grass in the Beijing police. Killed people." Li Duo pushed the glasses, and from the degree of decay of the body, and the holiday just ended. You think the body was killed last semester? I smiled. Where would I know? But we can apply later. Follow this case. After all, we are witnesses. Besides, we met him as soon as he entered school. What does this mean? He looked over. I lowered my voice. This means that the deceased does not trust anyone. Only trust us three. Undin, Zhou Kao, and Li Duo rolled their eyes at the same time. As a future vigilante, we should be atheists. A person dies like a lamp going out. All we have to do is find out the facts. So, what does this have to do with the dead? There is actually an arrangement in the darkness. I didn't say more. Security arrived quickly. Quickly moved the body out of the water tower. The body was rotting. Internal organs fall off. The face was gnawed beyond recognition. Zhou Kao's face turned white. Muttered softly, "Sky died so miserably. Will it turn into a ghost?" Li Duo swallowed his saliva. The eyes behind the glasses shine. What to do, brothers? I couldn't control myself and wanted to pinch the corpse. Look at him. A forensic doctor. It is simply a treasure trove. I didn't answer. Go straight to the body. Wang Gang wanted to stop it, but it stopped. Seems to want to see what we can find. Li Duo. Lay down the inspection. The Zhou dynasty surveyed the surroundings. I watched quietly. Dun Li Duo looked up. The deceased was smashed by a blunt object and died. This is not the first crime scene. It was carried in after death. The time of death cannot be determined for the time being. The weather is rainy and sunny. The body must have been soaked in water when it rained. As soon as the sun steams, the earthworks will all be seemed dry. Zhou Kao walked back. Take out a ring. No trace of the first crime scene was found on the rooftop, but it is preliminarily certain that the name of the deceased or the real culprit is in it. There is a tree character. I shook my head. Placate. The time of death should be well determined. It must be in the last few days of the upcoming vacation of the last semester, and the murderer should also be among the students who graduated last semester. Outstanding in all aspects. Li Duo frowned. How can I be sure? After the Beijing police holiday, schools will all be closed. In addition to some staff at the school, students are not allowed to enter, and the ulna has been rotting for a long time. It can't have happened in these 2 days, so only the last days of school. Li Duo suddenly realized. Yes, why didn't I expect that? Wang Gang's face flashed with a hint of surprise. Look at me. What are you called? My eyes still fell on the corpse. Yi Yang. His eyes suddenly froze, like remembering something. I ignored it. Reach out and lift the clothes of the deceased. Pull down your pants. Everyone was stunned. Zhou Kao screamed. What about his birds? Eaten by rats. I looked at him speechlessly, stood up, and said, it is almost certain that this is a vendetta case, and after killing people, cut off people's life roots. Most of it is because of emotional problems. Words just fell. A voice came from behind him. As expected of the Yi family, it seems that Beijing police will be born again in 3 or 4 years. A man of the hour in the criminal investigation industry. The person who spoke was Suhiwo, the principal of the Beijing police. As soon as he appeared, Wang Gang immediately ran over, shouted respectfully, Principal Zhu. Haknagina, why you're here? Zhu Huo waved his hand. He walked up to the deceased and glanced at it. Zaid, the 3 of you just said the dead were killed. The name has a tree character, and most likely a graduate of the previous class. Wang Gang, who among the last graduates had tree names. Principal Su, I have seen this ring before. Poplar has worn exactly the same one on his fingers. Wang Gang looked restrained when he replied, Najiu. His expression changed drastically. What did you say? He is a poplar. I looked over. Even the principal was so shocked. This poplar tree must not have been simple during his lifetime. No way. Poplar in the last graduate. Poplar tree that can rank in the top 3 in terms of results. Zhou Kao shouted incredulously. Zhuhua did not answer. Instead, he roared, fast. Immediately notify the Municipal Public Security Bureau. Then our school organizes a special investigation team. Cooperate with the Public Security Department. Furthermore, let them test DNA as quickly as possible. See if it's a poplar. Finally, I immediately called Yang Shu's parents to inquire. This has been dead for almost 2 months. If it is a poplar, his parents should have called the school a long time ago. I'm thinking about this too. It's been 2 months. Could there be no movement at home? Wang Gang immediately called the police. Then I dialed Yang Shuya's phone. Press hands-free, he asked with a deliberate smile. Hello, is it Mr. Yang, the father of Yang Shu? I am Wang Yang, the logistics director of the Beijing Police Academy. It turned out to be Director Wang. Do you have anything to do? I would like to ask, is Yang Shu at home now? There is something at school that I want to talk to him. Wang Gang looked at Su Hua as he spoke. Yang Shu's father spoke calmly. Not here. I don't know what he was thinking about graduation. After that he said that he went to the mountains to teach. I didn't even discuss it with us, but I said it. We will be able to see him in these 2 days. Everyone's faces showed shocked teeth. Wang Gang asked again. Then, did he have a video or phone call with you? He was in a remote mountainous area. No network signal is bad. Don't talk about the video. The phone call was still last month, and he said he ran away. The town fought with us. At this time, Yang's father seemed to react. How about Director Wang? It can't be that something happened to our poplar tree. Wang Gang looked at Su Huo. The latter took a deep breath, the phone, and said, Mr. Yang, I am Su Huo, the principal of the Beijing Police Academy. Now, I need your confirmation. Is the person who called you last month really a poplar? Oh yes, but his voice was hoarse at the time. It is said that the nasal sound is old and heavy. I looked at the corpse on the ground. That's him, Poplan, and the one who called. It must be the murderer. He told his parents that they could meet in 2 days. These 2 days are registration days. The bodies in the water tower could not be hidden. Zhu Huo coughed dryly. Nothing happened, and Yang Shu could not be contacted. Then Mr. Yang, please come to the academy. Together in the academy, there is a very important thing for both of you, but our home is in Shanghai. This runs, Mr. Yang. You and your wife must be present. This is extremely important for poplars. Zhu Huo told a white lie. After Yang's father agreed, the phone hangs up. Zhu Huo returned the phone, stood there for a long time without saying a word. Zhou Kao and Li Duo couldn't wait. Headmaster, we are new students this year, or the cooperation group in the school. Let's get the 3 of us involved. You can rest assured we will definitely catch the murderer. Zhu Huo looked at Zhou Kao and Li Duo. The last eyes fell on me. Yang, would you like to participate? If you want, then this is in line with the number of places in the group. I'll let you choose whatever you want. I understand. He must know that I have solved the case, and I was very interested in the murderer. Who is it? Can silently do the last night. Also played him for 2 months. Such role-playing. I haven't tried it. There are only 3 of us in a cooperative group. I don't want too much interference in policing. That would complicate the process and prolong the time. The school takes formality. Then, the main rights are in my hands. Moreover, the school has all the equipment right. I made a request. Wang Ganghua was about to refuse. Zhu Huo stopped him and smiled. Good. I'll leave it to you. I will come forward and make it clear to them when the time comes. But you should in Yang's case. I know it can't be delayed for a long time. Tori knows. That's good. The security department sent the body to the laboratory of the forensic department. Let them verify the DNA. Zhu Huo gave an order. The security officers wrapped the body and carried it away. The 3 of us are in the forensic department laboratory, surrounding the corpse. Before the DNA results come out, no one can draw conclusions. The ring is also not entirely certain. Duo examined carefully. I watched from the sidelines. The Zhao dynasty kept staring at the arms of the deceased. A sentence pops up from to time. Yi Yang, do you think this guy will step on 2 boats? Then one of the women hated because of love, so he took the opportunity to kill him, and then cut off his thing. His eyes looked certain in saying that Li Duo, and I didn't reply. Zhou Kao said boredly. Why don't you reply to me? Do you know how ruthless women are nowadays? Not to mention cutting off men's things. If they hate Ling Qi, I will believe it before the final truth is determined. Any imagination is just a conjecture. Li Duo spoke. Zhou Kao pouted. Yi Fok leaned over to me and asked, Hey, Yi Yang, isn't your family particularly richy? I see that Principal Su called you Yang Yi when he first came over. I looked back at him. You are here to handle the case, or come to see the lively gossip? Of course it's a case. In fact, I have already seen through this case. The real difficulty is not in knowing who the killer is, but how to find evidence to prove the murderer. Our opponent is a highly intelligent criminal. He was able to get rid of the poplar tree silently. One of the best students of the Beijing police. Then, the evidence left for us can be the same is already very rare. Zhou Kao looked out of tune. But you can enter the Beijing police. Naturally, he has his ability. At this moment, his judgment. As I thought, the hardest thing is not to find the murderer. Instead, he found evidence that proved he was the murderer. We're busy from late evening until late at night. Li Duo finally got the results. It's a poplar. Yi Yang, you are right. The time of death was about 60 days ago. The head was smashed with a blunt object. The genitals are then cut off. Hidden in the water tower. Li Duo took off his glasses and said, I also took off my uniform and said, I'm thinking, the thing that was cut off, will it become our most important evidence in the end? Li Duo and Zhou Kao were stunned, smiled bitterly. Impossible. Wah! Didn't. 2 months have passed. Will the murderer still be pickled? Just an assumption. I smiled. We didn't say more. Open the door to the lab. But unexpectedly, there were many people standing at the door. They are all students of the Beijing police, older than youths. A tall boy stepped forward. Who are the investigation team appointed by President Xu? It is a freshman of this class. Zhou Kao immediately walked to the front and held his head high. It's use. I am Wang Shuo, a second-level Beijing policeman. You're seniors. Now my team is asking to join you. Inform us of known case information. Resolve the case as soon as possible. His tone seemed calm. In fact, it is with orders. Zhou Kao's face had sunk. Li Duo protected the folder in his hand tightly. Wang Shuo saw that we didn't speak. Fork Road, 3 juniors. This is the first murder case of the Beijing police since its inception. The outside world already knows there was a lot of noise for the reputation of the school. I hope you have self-knowledge. Don't let the case be solved then. On the contrary, it damages the reputation of the school. Amusing. Who says we can't solve the case? Zhou dynasty mocked each other. I said you can't. Just know it hinders Principal Su's face. I just said to join you. Otherwise, I'm talking about banning your group. Wang Shuo's eyes were full of cold arrogance. A few boys behind him also spoke. 3 juniors. When the case is solved, we will not forget you. But you have just arrived at the Beijing police. You may not even know the basic procedures for solving crimes. So, I quickly agreed. We can also learn more things with us. Zhou Cao clenched his fists. Sorry. The only one who can teach me is the professor. What are you? Is also worthy of preaching us. Wang Shuo's eyes were cold. Give you face? Surely not. Do you know, once we apply, your investigation team will be banned soon. Zhou Cao and Li Duo could feel it. This Wang Shuo is not ordinary. I am most annoyed by this kind of thing. Silently pulled Zhou Cao behind him, looked at Wang Shuo. One last reminder. Get out of the way. Wang Shuo laughed. I heard that there are several so-called geniuses of 17 or 18 years old in this session. It's really crazy. But do you know, Beijing Police Academy also has to obey the rules. Let's talk about it. I asked with a smile. Wang Shuo is one of the best criminal investigation students in the 2nd level of the Beijing Police. His uncle is Zhao Qinjiang, director of the Municipal Public Security Bureau. As long as you graduate from the Beijing Police, you can directly join the Municipal Public Security Bureau. Many people. Wang Shuo is indeed a character. Even the faces of Li Duo and Zhou Cao changed. But the next second, Wang Shuo was holding his head high and looking angry. The face suddenly changed. A slap was pressed to his face, pushed his head aside. Wang Shuo ran and retreated, roared in embarrassment. How dare you push me? Zhao Qinjiang's nephew. You dare to run in front of me and pretend? I looked at him. Call your uncle yourself. Who is Yi Yang? I pushed Wang Shuo's head away. Leave with Zhou Cao and Li Duo. They both followed me. I could feel their curiosity about my identity. Now they should know. Why don't I care about that director anymore? The people behind Wang Shuo were full of shame. They roared. I turned back. How? I want to fight. Believe it or not, it must be you who are expelled. I don't mind using identity when it's time to use it. The Yi family's brandies. Enough to make me feel fearless. Wang Shuo calmed down from his embarrassment. I kept thinking, who is Yi Yang? Beijing Police, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Are many wealthy families. He suddenly remembered something. The serial case more than a month ago. His uncle was extremely angry when he mentioned it. 10 years old. He has been kept in the dark. And the person who solves the case, it is Yi Yang, the eldest young master of the Yi family's generation. His uncle's rival. Wang Shuo suddenly understood. He hurriedly stepped forward, squeezed out a smile, and asked, You are Yi Shao of the Yi family? I glanced at him. No answer. Only to Zhou Cao and Li Duo. Let's go. He just left. Wang Shuo's face was low. The roots of the ears are hot. Wang Shuo. Just let them go. This case can add a lot of points if it is solved. Some people are unwilling. Wang Shuo glared viciously. Don't blame me for not reminding you. Later, I saw Yi Yang walking around. He is the eldest young master of the 3 generations of military and police families in Kyoto. I can't afford to mess with it. Everyone gasped. We came to the principal's office in the early morning. Zhou didn't sleep all night. Watch us come in. He stood up and smiled. What was the result? It has been determined that the deceased was a poplar. The time of death was 2 months ago. Now we need Yang Shu's interpersonal information. Lock the suspicion range. I say, take out a piece of information from the drawer. It has been prepared for a long time, but don't stay up too late. We took the information and went back to the dormitory. The information compiled by Su Hao is very complete, including Popla's roommate, classmate. Zhou Cao had a headache after looking at it for a while. Li Duo is similar. Let him study the corpse and he can stay up all night. Looking at the others, he yawned quickly. I sat alone at the table and flipped through it. The focus is on Yang Shu's 2 roommates. Of course, there is also Yang Shu's girlfriend, Guo Ji's, now the female security officer of the Yisheng District Public Security Bureau. I close the information. Take note of the 3 names. Guo, Yi, Chu, Wai, Wu Cuisine. Odessa. Lock the information. Matching the information. I went to bed. The next morning, At 8 o'clock, bus woken up. Zuhua stood at the door with a girl. We get up, Principal Su. I thought something happened so early. Introduce a new member to the team, Lindsay. Oh no, I start like you are new. Students just turned 17. Girl in the blue Jingle Cat t-shirt took a step forward, smiled at me. Hello Yi Yang. The last month of the entire holiday, I hear your name almost every day. Finally, met the real person. I shook hands with her gently. Look at Su Hyo. Smile is a little playful. Principal Su. What is the relationship between Lindsay and you? Su Huo coughed dryly. I'm a little embarrassed. Lindsay Lee looked ordinary. He is my grandfather. However, it does not affect cooperation. I've sorted out the information. There are currently 3 of the most suspicious. Ang Shu's girlfriend, Guo Yixian Chu, why his roommate, who has a bad relationship with him, and Wu Xiao, who has a crush on Guo Jie Zhou Kao. And Li Duo lived. I had a smile on my face. Lindsay's classmate. On behalf of the group, I welcome you to the board. I spent the night there. 3 breakthroughs were awarded. All 3 of these people are closely related to Yang Shou. It seems easy to find clues from them, but in my opinion, to Lindsay and me, they are not just breakthroughs. The murderer is likely among them. Zuhuo is already gone. Lindsay instead glanced at the dormitory and asked, it's dawn, what should we do now? I smiled. Arranged. Go. Dynasty. You go to Wu Xiao with the sheriff. Li Duo. You go to Zhu Hai. Lin. Let's go to Guo Ji together. This should be what Principal Su wants to see most. Alright, no problem. Lindsay smiled lightly. Although we wash up quickly, leave the dormitory together. When going downstairs, many boys were stunned when they saw Lindsay. No one paid attention. At the school gate, Lindsay and I took a car, sit down at a coffee shop near the Yixing branch. I dialed Guoji's phone. Guo Ping An. I am Yi Yang, from the Beijing Police Academy. Presumably, you already know about the murder. There are some situations that need to be verified by you. Guoji, on the other end of the phone, was not surprised. After saying good, he hung up. Lindsay asked while stirring the coffee. Classmate Yi, why didn't Guoji take the initiative to contact the school? How suspicious do you think she is? I pursed my lips. According to common sense, she is the most suspicious. The boyfriend died. She can still go to work normally. But you know why I let the Zhou dynasty and Li Duo to find the other 2. Lindsay frowned, shook his head. Very simple. Guo has been excluded by me lately. At least, was definitely not the one who raised a blunt object to kill the poplar tree. I say, Lindsay was even more confused. In her opinion, Guoji's suspicion is always the greatest. Then, Guoji appeared at the door of the coffee shop. Here she comes, I reminded. Guoji came over. Take off your police cap. Short hair that reveals the spirit. She didn't look very good, but still smiled. Hello, I am Guo Jish. Wu Ping'an requested to sit down. After she sat down, the waiter served a cup of black coffee. Guoji looked at the cup. Bitter. Even I like to drink black coffee. And what else you don't know? In your hearts, am I the most suspected murderer? I told Lin before you came. You are definitely not a hand, I said softly. Guoyi looked at me unexpectedly. Seems to be frozen. Why? I was the one who had the best access to him. Is also most likely to kill him. Why exclude me? She gritted her teeth. As far as I know, your relationship has always been very good. Yang Shu also has only one girlfriend for you, and the murderer is a man. Unless you can make a male voice. Otherwise, I don't believe it's you. Lindsay on the side frowned. As a criminal investigation student, it is not appropriate to arbitrarily exclude suspects in this way. But what surprised her even more was that Guo Yi burst into tears at this moment. No, even if I didn't kill him, he should have died because of me. Yi Yang, I've heard of you. I didn't expect you to be the one who came to me with your head. It shouldn't have wasted time on me. I narrowed my eyes, asked almost without hesitation. Though, you also think that the murderer is Zhu Hai or Wu Xiao? Has Wu Xiao been secretly in love with you? Lindsay asked. The bitter smile on Guoji's face became stronger. If I say Zhu Hai and Wu Xiao have been pursuing me, do you believe it? Of course I believe it. The senior sister has a heroic spirit of public security. It is also feminine, and you are the same as the poplar. They were all among the best students in the previous class. Oh yes, there were many outstanding students in the last session. Poplar, Li Hoan, Zero. Even the equally excellent Zhu Hai, it can only be regarded as the second echelon. But there is one thing that neither you nor I expected missing this summer. Yang Shu is not alone. Lindsay and I changed our faces at the same time. Whoa. Took out his mobile phone. There's a poplar on it. Shu Hai, Wu Xiao's call record. Nei, oh Nei, Wu Xi Xiao's call record. Each has 1 or 200 times. This means poplars are not the only ones missing during the summer vacation. Zhu Hai and Wu Xiao were also gone. I immediately called Zhou Cao. Have you found Zhu Hai? Don't mention it. Yi Yang. I had an ominous feeling. Zhu Hai's parents said. Zhu Hai's parents said. After graduation, he was the same as Yang Shou. I went to a remote mountainous area to teach. My face calmed down. Sighed softly. Got it staring at the phone. Sure enough, Ji Duo also called. He didn't speak. Let me ask first. Did Wu Xiao also go to teach? How do you know? Just heard. I reply. His eyes fell on Guoji again. This moment, Guoji seemed to have been drained of her soul. Repeated in the mouth. He's dead. Dead. They are all really dead. Lindsay and I looked at each other. My heart was already anxious. Wu Ping An. What the hell do you know? Zhu Hai and Wu Xiao also disappeared at the same time as the poplar tree. I asked. His face turned pale. A month ago, I knew that Zhu Hai was going to volunteer teach. Half a month ago, I learned that Wu Xiao went to teach. I really thought they were going. Until the evening, the school informed me that Yang Shu was dead. I just reacted. Who told you that they were going to volunteer teaching? I asked. I called 3 of them almost every day. Then it felt wrong. Began to contact their families. The family said they went to a remote mountainous area. Unable to be contacted. I tried to find them in Kyoto, board games, athletic center. He even used his private power to check hotel records, but there is no registration information for them in the whole country. Now, the poplar tree is dead. Zhu Hai and Wu Xiao should also appear soon. Wu Yi stopped speaking. Lindsay and I asked again. The 314 dormitory where the 3 Yang Shu lived. Have you ever had a conflict with whom? I do not know. I really don't know. Yi Yang. Lindsay. No one wants to find the real culprit more than me. 3 people. My boyfriend and my 2 best classmates. Wu Yi clenched her fists. I frowned. Isn't it? As far as I know, Zhu Hai and Yang Shu do not have a good relationship. Yang Shu and Zhu Hai have a bad relationship. It is not good with Wu cuisine. But once something happens, the 3 of them are each other's most trusted buddies. I agree with this. Every school may have such students. Usually it doesn't like each other. But once someone bullies any of them, but they are more united than anyone else. Oh, alright. Guo Ping An. We don't bother anymore. I found nothing to ask. Wu Yi took a deep breath and stood up. Just about to leave, he turned back. I beg you to find the 3 of them as soon as possible. When they are all together, I'll go see them again. She's gone. Lindsay looked at her back and said, she seems to have something to might us. Oh yes, but it should have nothing to do with the case. I said lightly. Lindsay thought for a while. Zaid. Softly. Relationship between Senior Guo and the 3 seniors. It doesn't seem simple. Even if she misses Yang Shu, is it necessary to make hundreds of phone calls to Zhu Hai and Wu Xiao? I smiled. No more words. The 2 went back to school together. In my heart, Zhu Hai and Wu Xiao are the most suspicious, but the case was completely unexpected. This situation, 10 people will be surprised. No one expected it. On the car, Lindsay looked solemn. I glanced at her. Asked with a smile, what's wrong? There is a sense of frustration. Not to that extent. I was just thinking, what kind of person is it? Can solve 3 outstanding students in that situation. And also, where is the ruler of Zhu Hai and Wu Xiao? I said it directly without thinking. At school. Lindsay raised her hair. The school now has people almost everywhere. After the poplar tree, large-scale cleanups have also begun. If there are bodies of both of them. On the video. It stands to reason that it should be discovered. You think the school is in addition to the water tower. Where else is it easy to hide corpses? I asked. Lindsay frowned. She frowned. After thinking about it, I couldn't think of a place. The inside of the car was quiet, and Lindsay and I received mobile phones. One after another. Push of the school's official account. Today is the 2nd day of school. It is also the annual tree planting day of the Beijing police. Please be at the back mountain of the school before 18 o'clock today. Plant the green tree of the Beijing police that belongs to you. Replanting is a characteristic of the Beijing police. Each freshman will plant a sapling in the back mountain. 4 years later, trees grow. They have also grown from students to public security who can take on one side. Lin Sili looked at the push. His face was bitter. Now is the time. Who still has the heart to go? Speaking of which, he paused, looked at me suddenly, but I had already shouted at the driver, "Master, drive faster. We need to reach the back mountain of the Beijing Police Academy in 10 minutes. The taxi quickly arrived at the back door of the Beijing Police Academy. When Lindsay and I got out of the car, I saw many students gathering in the backyard. Despite the murders, but the activities of other students continued as usual. I saw one gang organizing the event at a glance, ran over and said, "Principal, Director, do not plant trees for the time being. Aren't you going to investigate Yang Shu's case? Why are you running here?" Director Wang Wuhai and Wu Xiao can no longer be found. Their parents said they went to teach with Yang Shun. Now we doubt Zhu Hai and Wu Xiao have also encountered accidents. The body was probably hidden in this woods. Wang Gan looked at me incredulously. What nonsense. Only one person died, Yang Shu. How could it be that even Zhu Hai and Wu Xiao had an accident? The Master Treasure is responsible, believe it or not. In order to prevent the site from being damaged, the event must be temporarily terminated. Lin Xiaizo, Saidi, Wang Gan thought for a while. All right, then you hurry up and go into the woods. I will ask the security branch to assist you. Lindsay and I nodded, run towards the woods. At the same time, remind Arthur Li Duo and Zhou Kao, return, let them in right away. Each tree on the back mountain of the Beijing police represents a student. This is the rule established by the new principal after taking office. Therefore, although there are many trees in the back mountain, there are not many students. We went straight to the student tree planting area. The murderer once said to Yang Shu's parents, "You can see him in 2 days." I thought it only referred to poplar trees. Now that I think about it, this sentence may include Zhu Hai and Wu Cuisine. He should have meant that in 2 more days, the parents of all 3 will see the bodies. If the assumption holds, the bodies of Zhu Hai and Wu Xiao are likely to be hung on the tree they planted. We slowly walk into the tree planting area. A faint putrid smell wafted in the wind. The taste is not strong, but Lindsay and I were sure in our hearts the body was in front. Walk to the poplar tree. Zhu Hai, Wu Xiao, and the 3 of them are in front of the tree. Sure enough, I saw 2 decomposed corpses hanging from the tree. Several bird crows stopped on it. From time to time, he lowered his head to peck at food. We take a few more steps forward. Crow was frightened and flew up, let out a miserable scream. The 2 of them are really here. Lindsay sighed. I didn't speak. Slowly climb up the tree in Zhu Hai. When reaching the location of the corpse, at first glance I noticed that the corpse's mouth was opened. There is no tongue inside. The upper and lower jaws are supported by an iron nail. Like this scene, images came to my mind. Zhu Hai was brought here before his death, hung from the tree. And to prevent shouting, the murderer cut off his tongue and used iron nails to make him unable to close his mouth. Lindsay under the tree was not idle, searching on the ground. Soon she made a new discovery. There was a pool of blood under both trees. I stand in the treetops, examine other parts of Zhu Hai's body. Pulled down his pants. His eyes froze slightly. If the Zhou dynasty exists, it is estimated that it will be said again. What about the birds? Was it eaten by a bird? Crow. I followed up the tree of Wu Xiao. The mouth is also tongueless. There are also iron nail supports. As for the contents of the pants, Azo disappeared. Indeed, it is so. I sighed. Lindsay didn't turn around. For Beijing police students, when handling the case, there were only the dead in his eyes. There is no distinction between men and women, but she couldn't see clearly under the tree. Asked curiously, "Is it the same as Poplar?" It's not the same. Poplar's corpse is in addition to that place. It was not deliberately destroyed. Wu Hai is different from Wu Cuisine. They accept that place. The tongue is gone. The murderer should have been afraid of being heard at the time. I said, "Lindsay Zaido." That's it. There was a lot of dried blood underneath. Murderer didn't give them pleasure, but after cutting off the tongue, he cut open the blood vessels again. Almost drained their blood. Poplar, Zhu Hai, Wu Cuisine. They are classmates. Occasionally, there is friction. When something happens, he will step up. The first is a Poplar. These 2 bodies do not need to be tested for DNA. It must be Zhu Hai and Wu Cuisine. They have no enemies at school. He is not a person who bullies the weak. What is the reason? Let them be treated like this. There is also the biggest problem. Why is the poplar tree in the dormitory, water tower, and Yuhai and Wu cuisine are in the woods? Murderer did not need to do this at all, I said softly, frowning. When Chuhai and Wu Xiao's rulers were carried out of the woods, the entire Beijing Police Academy was a sensation. Previously, Yang Shu's death had caused a lot of discussion among teachers and students. There have also been a lot of reports from the outside media. Then, he was publicized by the academy. But now, 2 more deaths have been added. The situation has developed beyond the control of the academy. Huo called our group of 4 to the office. The face was more serious than ever. Now, the dead have risen to 3. This is the most serious incident since the establishment of the Beijing Police School. The Municipal Public Security Bureau has issued a notice. We'll take over the case in full. The college fully cooperates, and I will also submit my resignation to management today. Li Duo and Zhou Chao were full horror. Principal, what does this have to do with you? This is a major criminal case that occurred during President Su's tenure. He is the top head of the school. No way. I sighed too. Lindsay's face was full of unwillingness. I don't want to make my grandfather sad. Can only be comforted. Grandpa, don't worry. Even if we don't have the right to investigate directly, the murderer will definitely be found. Tu Huo's eyes swept over us one by one. Laughed. I believe in you. The case of the Beijing police was solved by the students of the Beijing police. This is to earn back face. The best response to the dead. Alright, you guys go down and continue. We walked out of the principal's office. Lindsay's eyes were red. Don't be sad. Principal Su might be able to come back. I comforted softly. Lindsay bit her lip. What happened in the past 2 days was too fast. So fast that we were completely unprepared. Now, even the right to direct investigation has been withdrawn. Yang, you tell me what to do next. Now, we only know a few clues. The same voice is calling the 3 parents. They all claim to have a cold. So, the suspect may be a man. Second, now, the direction of the investigation should not change. This case still has a lot to do with emotional entanglements. Third, and the most important, we have to figure it out. Why is poplar hidden in the water tower? Nei Xiu, Chuhai and Wu Xiao are planting trees. Lindsay suddenly understood something. You're right. The direction of the investigation cannot be changed. The hiding place of the 3 bodies. It must be crucial to find out the difference between the 3 bodies. We will need another autopsy. While the municipal bureau has not yet fully taken over, we have to hurry. I finished. The 4 of them immediately rushed towards the forensic laboratory. You can walk to the door. However, it was found that several security guards were guarding. 4 of you stop. What are you doing? They stopped us. Li Duo looked helpless. It seems that they are still 1 step ahead. It's okay. I really can't go straight in, I said to the sheriffs. He continued. We are students of the Beijing Police Academy who were originally in charge of the poplar case. Now, there is very important information to provide to your forensic doctors. You are from the previous investigation team. The sheriff didn't seem very convinced. He took out my student ID. They looked, immediately smiled. It turned out to be Yi Xiao. Get out of the way. Let Yi Xiao and his classmates go in. Shokao and Li Duo were once again surprised by my identity. Watch the sheriff back away. They really couldn't help but ask. Yang, what the hell does your father do? My dad is a security system. What about your grandfather? I turned back, laughing. Strangely, my grandfather was from the mixed military academy. Such a dick. One is the security system. One's for the military. Don't tell me. Your mother and your grandmother are also cow people. Nothing good either. My mother is a domestic forensic expert. My grandmother is retiring. He also has the name of a criminal investigation expert. After listening to me, after listening to me, Zhou Kao and Li Duo only felt that their heads were blank. Long time passed. Just a sentence came to mind. To love their family. It's all demons. I didn't say more. Push the door and walk into the laboratory. As soon as you go in, I saw a familiar figure surrounding 3 corpses. Touch here. There is movement there. Looking at the figure, I couldn't help but smile at the corner of my mouth, but I didn't expect it. Li Duo hugged Zhou Kao's arm. Stammered. Oh my god, I saw my idol. Lao, Zhou pinch me, quickly, see if it's a dream. Oh Kao slapped him on the back of the head. What kind of nerves are there? Where are other stars here? Isn't it just an eldest sister who is doing an autopsy? You fool. Take a good look at who is checking the ruler. She is an authority in the forensic world, one of the top forensic professors in China. She is. Li Duo's words were not finished yet. I had already walked to the woman, shouted with a smile. Oh, mother, you didn't tell me in advance when you came. I really didn't expect that. The forensic team of public security will have my mother. So wrong. She looked at me, a smile on his face. Surprised or not surprised? It was not surprising. Very surprised and unexpected. But now, Falk feels like he should have known about it long ago. The first principal of the Beijing police was his grandfather. My father also graduated from here, and I am the head of the investigation team. In this case, it's normal for you to come here. I finished. Zhu Wanrong came over laughing and scolding. Nee, just you, kid is smart. I thought I would have to wait for the holidays to see you. I didn't expect such a big thing to happen to the Beijing police. Look at us and say so much. Idiot finally couldn't help but step forward. A look of admiration. Professor Zhu. I am Li Duo, Yang's roommate, forensic science student. I have always admired you. I finally met myself today. Yo, then I didn't meet a little fan. Tell me, quickly, Yi Yang's appearance is with me. Zhu Wanrong asked with interest. Li Duo nodded without thinking. Resembled. This idiot. My wall. It looks like you. Alright, get things done. Mother, you've been checking for a while. What are the clues? I bring you to the point. Zhu Wanrong picked up a piece of information from the table. This is the autopsy report you handed over to Principal Sa. The main coroner is this child. Please check it again. Conventional medicine is the most cautious and careful. You, Rao, missing something very important. Idiot froze. The Zhou dynasty reacted quickly, kicked him in the car. Why are you still stuck in it? This is the best time for you to learn something. Professor Su gives you a chance. Thank you, Professor Su. I'll check it again. Li Duo quickly changed into a lab coat. With a solemn expression, he began to re-examine Yang Shu's body. Lin Qianming Wow. Zhou Kao stood aside and waited. It didn't take long. Lin Qi sighed in a low voice. Yi Yang, I really admire you. What is so beautiful and admirable to me? It's not that I admire your family background. I envy you for having such a good mother. Her tone of voice was not harsh at all, and any occasion will be centered on you. This is what I admire the most. I understand it. Maybe Lindsay's mother has always been strict with her. In your eyes, my mother is very good, but in my dad's heart, this is called a loving mother and a loser. I quipped. Lindsay smiled. Didn't speak again. Wait quietly for the results. I don't know how long it took. When Li Duo examined Yang Shu's body again, the face changed. Zhou Kaoxiang stepped forward and asked him if he had any new discoveries. I grabbed him, quietly waiting for Li Duo to continue examining the bodies of Zhu Hai and Wu Xiao. Long time passed. Li Duo stopped what he was doing, first walked up to Zhu Wanrong and bent down slightly. Professor Zhu, thank you for the pointer. I will not make such low-level mistakes again in the future. The three of us came over. Zhu Wanrong asked with a smile. Let's talk about it. What are you ignoring? I ignored the organs in their bodies. After the examination of the organs of the three owners, there are signs of poisoning to some extent. And chronic poisoning, even if no one kills them. After a year or two, toxins accumulate in the body. May also slowly kill them. Li Duo's words mean that a new clue has surfaced. Before being killed, the three dead have been poisoned for a long time. What kind of poison is it? I asked. They all have large amounts of chloramphenicol in their bodies. This is an antibiotic. It is mainly used to treat salmonella, typhoid fever. But if you take it for a long time, it can cause the digestive system, nervous system, hematopoietic system, damage to the liver and other bodily functions. In other words, they continue to use it, the body will get worse and worse. It may even cause death in the end. Li Duo finished speaking. Lindsay's face showed a strong surprise. Students of the Beijing police all eat in the cafeteria. There is no other way. Water source is also possible. Zoya. Cao Dao. I shook my head. The water source is impossible because only 3 boys in dormitory 314 were poisoned. Since it is a cafeteria, why others don't have a toxic reaction? Yao Niancheng Chao. Askana. Yishida Ishiki Anto. Us. So we need to investigate the cause. Start with the cafeteria first. Everyone asks, especially when the 3 of them were eating. What is the difference between it and other studies? So, what are you waiting for? Let's hurry to the cafeteria. We can't let security get ahead of us. Zhou Kao urged Leona. But I didn't move. The thinking about it, I said, since it was poisoned, why do you want to kill again? Is it because I am about to graduate? Are you afraid of poison? Poisoned. I'm afraid it's not the real culprit. My words made everyone feel like they were poured cold water. Yes, even if you find someone who poisoned you, or can it be fully proven that he is a direct murderer? Zhu Wanrong continued to stay in the laboratory. Li Duo was reluctant to leave. I want to learn more from her. I agreed. After all, my mother's reputation is too loud. Which forensic science student doesn't want to learn real skills from her? The Zhao dynasty also didn't know which tendon was wrong. Look at Li Duo staying. He actually asked to stay. Zhu Wanrong was quite happy to have 2 subordinates to serve. Oh, he kept them all. Lindsay and I left the laboratory. The security officer smiled and nodded again. The 2 of us smiled back. Speed up to the next person you need to ask. Logistics Director Wang Gang was surprised by our arrival. But seeing people coming, he asked with a smile, "Is there something wrong with you two?" Director Wang. We wanted to ask a few questions about the canteen. The canteen should be under your control. I asked. Wang Gang nodded. The canteen is under my jurisdiction. Go ahead. I want to ask something. So much is happening at school now. It's so busy. I would like to ask, are there any special examples of student meals? For example, the meals eaten by the last graduate poplar tree. Is it different from other students? Wang Gang directly vetoed. That's impossible. It is impossible for the Beijing police to open a small stove for a few students alone. I didn't find some students' meals better or worse than other classmates. Is the school cafeteria contracted to outsiders? I asked again. This is true, but the canteen can't be in the situation you said. I don't think there's any need to ask. Regardless of whether Wang Gang's words are true or false, has no meaning of covering the bottom. Probably don't really know. No more questions. Lindsay and I said goodbye. Get out of the office. Lindsay frowned and asked, did we really go directly to the cafeteria? Isn't this a scare of the snake? Have you forgotten? We also have someone who can provide clues, he said with a smile. Lindsay reacted almost immediately. Yes, and Guo. Geez, she and Yang Shu have such a good relationship. Definitely no. Some situations. The 2 agreed. Leaving school. Again contact Guoji again to meet at that coffee shop. Although we now lose the main investigative power, but Guoji's attitude did not deteriorate. You are looking for me today. Is there a new clue? Guoji asked. As soon as they met, I get straight to the point. Presumably you also know that the bodies of Zhu Hai and Wu Xiao have been found. Come today. It was for the 3 of them to be poisoned. Wu Yi's face was full of puzzlement. Poisoning. The latest autopsy shows that the 3 of them are very long. Chloramphenicol poisoning. For a period of time. We suspect it has something to do with diet. The only way for the Beijing police to eat is the canteen. Have the best relationship with them. You should know someone. I just finished speaking. Woji's face suddenly changed drastically, although the change was quickly hidden, but my eyes caught it. This look puzzled me. Well, yeah. Yes, he had already spoken. Are you sure that only the canteen has that possibility? Lindsay and I both nodded. Guo Yi said, if so, then only one person has the possibility of poisoning. He is a young employee in the cafeteria. His name is Fang Ya, early 20s, and the owner of the contracted canteen are cousins. Although this Fang Yan is young, but I like to be careful. Every time it was his turn to cook for the students, the portions are very small. Yang Shu had a conflict with him because of this. Later, he and Zhu Hai, Wu cuisine is not enough. Blocked and beat him. Since then, Fang Yan would be very enthusiastic every time he saw them, and I hide some every time. The side dishes are secretly given to them. At first, they disdainfully believed in poplars, but then I gradually got used to it. During that time, Fang Yan had a very good relationship with them. Wu Yi finished speaking. I laughed. Sure enough, you can get a lot of information here. Not surprisingly, the person who poisoned should be this Fang Ya. Okay, senior sister, you keep busy. We have to go back to school. Woji said, once again, Woji said, get ready to get up and go. But this time she stopped. I called her senior sister. Do you often dine with poplars? I asked suddenly. Ye turned around. The face was calm. Often, but not all the time. Feel relieved. I'll go to the hospital tomorrow for a checkup. Well, take care, senior sister, I said with a smile. Where he left. Lindsay looked at her back, talking about the words from the first meeting again. I always think she's weird. I still smiled without saying much, just looking at Guoji's back. But suddenly there was a decision in my heart. After Lindsay and I met Guoji Briley, he immediately returned to school. There is a lot more security in the school. They were all transferred from the municipal bureau to handle the case of Yang Shu and the others. The Beijing police is a talent training base for the public security system. There is a major case of 3 deaths here. Don't talk about the market gain. Even my father Yi Shengbang had to pay attention to it. Lindsay and I were going to go directly to the cafeteria. On the way, I met a middle-aged couple. Their faces were full of sadness. Lindsay and I looked at each other. I thought to myself that this might be the parent of one of the three poplars. I stepped forward. Hello, uncle and aunt. My name is Yang. Was in charge of poplar trees. Zhuhai. On the Albany, on the Beijing police students in the Wu Xiao case. May I ask what you are? We are the parents of Yang Shu. Is there anything wrong with you? Yang Shu's father asked, but after Yang Shu's mother looked at us, Zaid with a strange expression. Is the Beijing police so sloppy? How old are you two? How can you investigate the case? Lindsay and I are still young, but now the security has all the investigation clues. They all took it from us. The reason why the two were stopped. We just wanted to ask on that phone. Did he say anything to you at that time? Undoubtedly. The person who called the three parents, the real culprit. The phone was full of warm words. All I can remember is to tell how hard it is to teach. Let's take care of our bodies and so on. I nodded. So did you have any recordings? What was the phone number at that time? How long did we chat? Where did I think of recording at that time? I only remember that it was the 21st of last month. Phone went on for almost an hour. We all thought it was really a poplar. The voice has a strong nasal sound of a cold, but the tone of voice was exactly the same as his. Intense. I see. Uncles and aunts ask for mourning. I didn't ask anymore. Yang Shu's parents left sadly. Lindsay took a look. Let's go to the cafeteria now. Not in a hurry. Ask Zhuhai and Wu Xiao's parents again. After I finished speaking, I ran to find the last two couples. They all temporarily live in the school dormitory. Of family background, Yang Shuya is the best. His father was a successful businessman. Assets exceed 100 million. The poorest is Zhuhai. Ordinary peasant families. Parents are honest and friendly. Lindsay and I asked the same question. Is there a recording? How long is the call? Call return. After asking, I found it. Everyone's answer is the same. The call came from the 21st of last month. The voice is male. There's a very severe cold. The minimum call time is half an hour. It seems that we are very close to the real culprit. Is it? When he walked out of Wu Xiao's parents' room, Lindsay finally had a smile on her face. It should be soon. Now is the time to find evidence. I also laughed softly, but I didn't expect it. Oh cow and Li Duo rushed over at this time. Yi Yang. Lindsay. Security arrested a cafeteria employee for intentional murder. I'm about to bring it back to the bureau. Oh, the two shouted out of breath. I frowned immediately when I heard this soul who revealed the news. Zhu Wanrong is definitely impossible. It's only been a few hours since we learned about the poisoning. She can completely hide mites. It seems to be Director Wang. You went to ask Director Wang about the canteen. He immediately reported the security. I heard that the security is that you have to inquire about the canteen. Immediately began an investigation into the canteen staff. I couldn't help but sneer. Chao Jinyang's subordinates. Speculation is powerful. I am interested in Fanya, but since they caught it, just let them catch it. Don't blame me for being ashamed then. Finished. Niece. I walked back. Lindsay followed closely. Ning. Is she violent? Asked in a low voice. Don't go to see it. What's so good? The person who poisoned him was Fan Yan. He couldn't escape. It is natural to be arrested. But you have been following me 1,000. Concealing. Was stunned. Investigate the case. What? To check. People are not made of iron. In the past 2 days, I have forgotten to eat and sleep. We need to get a good rest. Of course. If Lin feels that the girls' dormitory environment is not good, you are very welcome to my dormitory. Look at my smile. Lin Jia nodded his eyes, leaving a sentence behind. You think beautifully. 2 whole days. I am busy with the Beijing police murder case. Lindsay thought that I was false when I said that I would go back to rest. I didn't expect that I was really sleeping all the time. Till it got dark. I just woke up. Lindsay came to me halfway. He has already left the boys' dormitory. I stretched my waist lazily. I saw that there was still one to eat on the table. Look over curiously. Look at you. Didn't eat. But for you, no need to thank me. Font is beautiful. At first glance, it was the handwriting of a girl. I smiled and opened the lunchbox. I feel that there is still lingering warmth. I ate happily. Eat your fill. Good work. It was already dark outside. Oh cow and Li Duo were not there. I walked out alone. Left school. A taxi was stopped at the school gate. Yeah, a place to the driver. Phoenix Community. After the car arrived, I feel like I've been here before. Go straight to the R3 building. All the way to the 12th floor. Standing outside the door of one of the rooms and knocking on the door. No one responded. Only then Did he take something out of his pocket? Just 2 or 3 seconds. The door was opened. I walked into the house. There was a faint fragrance in the air. The furnishings are all girls' habits. I guess no one could have imagined it. We'll come to Guoji's house this night. There seems to be nothing special about her house, but I'm not in a hurry. Meeting with Guoji during the day, it always makes me feel that she has a lot of inexplicable feelings. In my previous judgment, Guoji is the least suspicious person. The least suspicious doesn't mean that she has no suspicion at all. I never insulate people related to the case from suspicion. At this moment, I came here while she was not at home. I just want to see if there are any new discoveries in this room. Walked around the hall. I followed to the room. The room is still minimalist, but there's a large wardrobe. I looked at the closet. I was extremely curious in my understanding. What do you mean? Oye was a big student, but he said, not so hot to wrap clothes, shoes, cosmetics. These are things that girls like. Though she doesn't need such a big wardrobe. It will look particularly crowded in the room. It didn't fit her style. I slowly walked to the closet, gently pulled the door open. Warrior's clothes were placed inside. Most of them are black t-shirts and casual clothes. I took a look. I didn't find it strange. Withdrawing his hand is about to close. You can smell it. The taste in the cabinet seems unusual. So, I pushed aside the clothes one by one, cause I smelled a sandalwood scent in it. The clothes were pushed aside. The scent of sandalwood in the cabinet becomes more intense. Take a closer look. Behind a row of clothes, there is even a hidden grid. I immediately opened the hidden compartment. The scene inside made my heart flare slightly. 2 electrified candles emit a faint glow. Scent of sandalwood comes from one of the small incense burners. A lot of incense ash has accumulated in the incense burner. It is estimated that it will be at least a month or 2. I reached into the incense ash, but a pair of eyes stared at him. 2 photos hanging in the hidden compartment. In the photo are 2 young men in his 20s. There is a youthful smile on his face. They were Wu Xiao and Ju Hai, who were later found in the woods. There are photos of them. Why is there a lack of poplar trees? This is Guoji's home. Even if it's a sacrifice, she should also be the first to pay tribute to the poplar. Why are there only photos of Zhu Hai and Wu Cuisine between friends? Is it really necessary to worship every day? It's not that I don't believe in friendship. It's just that friends can do it every day. Hang the posthumous photo and worship it. It's too little. Too little. At this moment, I seem to have opened another veil of the case. I have always put poplars and Zhu Hai, Wu Xiao, and the 3 are connected until the bodies of the 2 were found. It was the first time I had the idea that I should put it aside. But ideas are ideas. I haven't done that yet. But now, looking at the object of worship at Guoji's home, I seem to react in. I really met my opponent. Poplar trees and vermilion seas. While Cuisine's case, it must be separated. If the deaths of these 3 people are always combined, then it may never be investigated. I looked at the 2 photos in the hidden frame, thinking, as Poplar's girlfriend, I didn't Guoji worship him. Isn't the poplar tree dead? That's impossible. The autopsy report is ironclad evidence. The poplar tree is dead. The corpses were gnawed by rats. Could it be the murderer of Zhu Hai and Wu Xiao? He was not the same person as the murderer of Yang Shu. Yi, congratulations on becoming the #1 suspect again. I gently closed the hidden grid. He arranged the clothes after making sure that it will not arouse suspicion. At the time, it's almost 9 o'clock. Guoyi is estimated to be about to get off work. After carefully checking that there is no monitoring equipment in the house, I opened the door and left. 10 minutes later, Yuri returned home. She turned on the light. Take off your police uniform. Open the closet and push aside the clothes. Light a plate of sandalwood. Smoke rises. Wu Yingjing stood quietly. No words or movements. No one knows. She actually does it every day. After standing for an hour, she would bend slightly over the photo. Good night. The night seemed to pass peacefully. I received a call from Li Duo on my way back to school. Yi Yang, where are you? Why is there no one in the dormitory? The school is boring. Out and go around. Is there something wrong? Professor Su and I conducted an in-depth examination of the 3 bodies. There are new discoveries. You come back quickly. I urged the driver to hurry back to school. Head straight to the lab. After entering, Li Duo sang excitedly. You guessed it right. Poplar trees and vermilion seas. Wu Xiao's death time is different. Zhu Hai and Wu Xiao died first. The poplar tree is the last to die. I thought it was indeed so. Can you find out a time difference in death? Accurate data is hard, but The time difference between them should be within 5 days. Zhu Wanrong followed. I nodded, a glance at the laboratory. Suddenly asked, "Where is Lindsay? She never came. I just called her. It seems to be outside too." I didn't ask again. Pulled Zhu Wanrong aside. "Mother, letter, you are a woman. Help me analyze it." A woman? There is no memorial service after the death of the boyfriend. Why pay tribute to his 2 friends instead? Zhu Wanrong frowned. "You say Guo Ji. She did not pay tribute to the poplar tree. Instead, it is a sacrifice to Ju Hai and Wu dishes." "Yes, Mom. You are a woman. You should know more about women's minds than me." Zhu Wanrong lowered her head and pondered for a while. The more I thought about it, the more I shook my head. "Yang Shu's death is only on the 3rd day. Shouldn't you be sad at this time? How could you think of a sacrifice? She has been paying tribute for a month or 2. Wanrong's face changed drastically. "A month or 2 of memorial service. If she did, isn't that the most suspicious person?" "Oh yes, the caller was a man. Wu Ye was one of the best students in the last class. Criminal investigation is outstanding. Good fighting ability. Even forensic medicine knows a little. It is a relatively well-rounded student." I'm thinking, can she still change her voice? Zhu Wanrong didn't know how to answer. Even she didn't believe it in her heart, because she saw Guoji today. The latter came to visit Yang Shu, and the 3 of them, at that time, Zhu Wanrong actually liked this girl quite a bit in her heart, especially when I know that she is so good in the Beijing police. But now, everything is telling everyone Guoji's suspicion is getting bigger and bigger, except that the sound doesn't match. Guoji has all the convenient conditions for committing crimes. She must be the one Yang Shu and the 3 trust the most. It also has the most ability to kill them silently. Zhu Wanrong finally raised her head. Yang Shu must not be the real son in her heart. What she really likes should be you, one of the C or Wu dishes. Even I doubt. She may still hate poplars in her heart. Otherwise it doesn't make sense. A woman has an intuition about understanding a woman. I took my mother's guess as a basis, but I didn't expect it. Lindsay, who has not been there, will come back at this time. She rushed into the lab without knocking, shouted out of breath, "Yang, I found a major clue. Yang Shu was sent to city for further study for a month last semester. After he came back, Guoyi may be pregnant." I immediately walked up to Lindsay. Where did this clue come from? A girl who was extremely different from Guoji in the last session. Aren't we really investigating their relationship circle? I looked in the opposite direction. I didn't expect this to happen. More exciting is yet to come. When the poplar is abroad, Wu Yi was not at school one night. That day was Wu Xiao's birthday. The 2 boys of 314 were not there either. 2 weeks after poplar returned to China. Whoa. Yeah, the 5th day after the end of that week, the Beijing police are on holiday. I began to summarize Lindsay's clues. Whoa. She may be pregnant. None of the 3 of them were at school on the night of Wu Xiao's birthday. After returning to China, Guo Ji took leave. If it's true that she's pregnant, that week should be to solve the pregnancy. Once she goes to solve it, it must be because Yang Shu knew Zhou. Could it be because of the month when the poplar tree was away? Wu Yi's relationship with Zhu Hai or Wu Xiao has changed subtly from friendship to a matter of men and women. After Yang Shu found out, because of his anger, he killed Zhu Hai and Wu Xiao. And after Guo Ji knew this, Fork killed the poplar tree. If all of these assumptions are true, then Guo Ji is too scary because she has been acting for the past month or 2. The day has not fallen. In her mobile phone call logs never fell to Zhu Hai, Wu Cuisine, Ando Osino, Yang Shu, and the 3 of them called. Every time the bell rings, never less than 10 seconds. And the most incredible thing, Guo Ji didn't help Zhu Hai and Wu Xiao collect the bodies. Is she afraid that she will leak the horse that killed the poplar tree? The assumptions in my mind popped up, one after another, but no one thought of it. The security outside will open the door at this time. Tone was extremely surprised. Professor Zhu leaves a few. The real culprit was found. It was Fang Yan, a canteen employee. Just now, the municipal bureau called. Fang Yan has pleaded guilty. Fang Yan pleaded guilty. People in the laboratory all showed incredible expressions in their hearts. It is absolutely impossible to really kill the canteen employee Fang Yan. He was poisoned, unless they are worried that they won't be able to kill Yang Shu before graduation. But does Fang Yan have the ability to kill 3 Beijing police students at once? I don't believe it. Since I left Guo Ji's house, in fact, I have already decided that there will be 2 murderers. Why did Fang Yan plead guilty after the security that came to inform me left? Lindsay zapped immediately. Oh, that's impossible. Fang Yan is by no means a murderer, though he also killed indirectly. But the real killer is not him. It seems that the municipal bureau is very anxious to show its ability to the public. If nothing else, tomorrow morning, All the major newspapers will do. There was news that Fan Yan was arrested. They even take the initiative to hold press conferences. Many people are paying attention to this matter. Zowon Rong Zaide, a sneer curled up at the corner of my mouth. Then let Zhao Qingjiang play. There's still one night left for us. Once he dares to hold a press conference tomorrow. Fuck if I found an opportunity. Then Zhao Qingjiang wants to go further in the officialdom in the future. It can only be a dream. I support this. It's just Yi Yang. Now, we have 12 hours in total hours. None of them may have it. I didn't speak, just stared at the 3 corpses and said, Lindsay, how? Let's go find the girl you were looking for before. Although Lindsay didn't know my purpose, but nodded, walked out quickly, sitting in Su Wanrong's car. The 2 arrived downstairs in an apartment building in Tojo, Kyoto. Lindsay made a phone call. Not long after, a girl went down. The girl asked curiously after getting into the car, Sister, do you have anything else to do? I tell you everything I know. The person who wants to ask you is me. There are several puzzles. I hope you can help us clarify our doubts. I laughed. The girl looked at me. All right. For the sake of your handsome appearance, Junior, I know everything I can say. I didn't take this at ease. Where did you see that Guoji was pregnant? I am her classmate. She often showed signs of retching before taking time off. Furthermore, she took 7 days off at once. That's why I doubt. I nodded. All right. How do you affirm the relationship between Guoji and Zhu Hai Wukuxin? In fact, this is not a secret. Many people knew it at the time, because Guoji was arguing with Zhu Hai Wu Xiao the next day. And keep asking, who the hell is it? I seem to understand better. In my heart, laughed. One last question. What do you think of Guoji? Guoji. Although I really don't like her, I always feel that she is too high, but I have to admit it. Her grades are really good. She's almost a genius in the criminal investigation industry. Every case was simulated at school. She can find a murderer 7 times out of 10. Then if it's you, do you think Guoji will commit a crime? What she can do. I laugh. No one will doubt her, even if you doubt it. Also deny her possibility at the first time. I didn't ask anymore. Good. Thank you for the information. There will be opportunities in the future. We'll treat you to dinner again. The girl smiled and nodded. But when you get off the bus. But suddenly, if you can, you don't have to invite me to dinner. Can you let me see the poplar trees? I can guarantee that you might see him tomorrow. Good. I'm waiting. After the girl finished speaking, she got out of the car and left. For Lindsay, she didn't feel that she had asked anything valuable. But from my face, she reads something called self-confidence. Do you have a new idea? Lindsay asked, completely certain. Guoji was the murderer of Yang Shu. As for Zhu Hai and Wu Dishes, it should have been killed by Yang Shu. I say, Lindsay was not in a hurry to ask why. Instead, calculate it yourself. Guoji was born in Wu Yao Sheng that night. Zhu Hai and the others had a relationship. Then she got pregnant, discovered by poplar trees. Fearless shows. Poplar is not only excellent and arrogant, he certainly couldn't tolerate it, so he killed Zhu Hai and Wu Xiao. But at that time, Guoji may have been with Zhu Hai. The relationship between Wu Cuisine is so good to another extent, though. She set up a trap to kill Yang Shu in pain and forged everything. Is that right? I didn't answer her question. Instead, he suddenly felt that he had missed something. Keep thinking in your head. What exactly did I miss? Suddenly, an article emerged. There are people in the capital who are good at ventriloquism. This article is not unfamiliar to many students. It's called ventriloquism, and tonight, when I go to Guoji's house, there is a word hanging on the wall. This is what I wrote. The last person to inscribe. Surnamed Guo. This brush word. It seems to have become something crucial at this moment. Though it cannot be used as evidence, but it has become the biggest basis for me to determine that Guoji is the real culprit. Walk, we go back to the lab. I say, Lindsay looked at me. You don't want to look for clues on the corpse. Except for the corpse. You don't have time to find evidence now. So excellent, Guoji. It is impossible to leave us with evidence. But Guoji is smart and poplars are also smart. Unless he was really hammered to death with a hammer. Otherwise, he will definitely leave something behind. A hammer can indeed be fatal. But what if the poplar tree didn't die on the spot? He may have struggled. There is also the first crime scene. We never found it. Where is it? Maybe it's hidden in the place where people, think it's impossible. Where's the first crime scene that has been ruled out now? Roughed up where the Liao dynasty excluded. Lindsay and I rushed back to school as quickly as possible. Go straight into the laboratory. Zuwanrong. Immediately asked. Evidence found. I shook my head. No. However, It has been confirmed that Guoji was involved in the case. Mother. Now, you and Li Duo are busy for a while. A more thorough examination of the corpse was carried out, especially the nail seams and the mouth. Zhou Dynasty, you go and prepare the luminol solution. Zhou Kao asked in surprise. You have found the first crime scene. Up in the air. Up in the air. But I want to use Lumino to restore it on the rooftop. See if it really is the scene of the first crime. Lumino reagent is not difficult to match, but it has an extremely weak light on the blood. It must be done in a dark or well-shaded place. It's late at night now. Zhou Kao and Li Duo immediately went to prepare reagents. After doing it, Li Duo stayed to help Su Wanrong. I took Zhou Kao and Lindsay to the roof of the dormitory in building B. Reagents are limited in formulation. It is impossible to allocate a large amount in such a short time. The three of them arrived at the rooftop. Zhou Kao and Lindsay both looked at me. It's like asking where to spray first. I looked left and right. Woya has a certain fighting ability, but it is unlikely that the body will be carried into the water tower. If you want Yang Shu to die unprepared, behind this iron door is the best hiding place. Zhou Dynasty, spray the reagent along a straight line from the iron gate to the water tower. Zhou Kao nodded. Then hold the reagent. Spray a little bit along the straight distance I indicated. As long as there is blood on the ground, doesn't matter how long it has been cleaned up or how long it has passed, can be seen. The reagent slowly extends towards the water tower. When the Zhou Dynasty had not yet reached the water tower, the ground began to fluoresce at the beginning. There is an area that is constantly expanding. I immediately took out my phone to shoot. Then a pair of fluorescent footprints appeared in front of him. I cried immediately. Lin, see, how big size shoes do poplars wear? It seems to be 43. How big do you think this pair is on the ground? It should be only 37. Lindsay had a monstrous joy on her face when she spoke. A pair of 37-yard footprints appeared at this time. It's an incredible piece of evidence. Such small footprints rarely appear on men, I observed. Waji's feet are considered big among women. Size of 37 is big feet among women. I approached the footprints and filmed them. Then I saw a pair of footprints slowly appearing. Those footprints fade with distance. That's precisely because the soles of the shoes are slowly dried after being stained with blood. Watching Zhou Kao spray the reagent to the bottom of the water tower, I shouted, spray it again around the water tower. I'll see if I can show the appearance of the murder weapon. Zhou Kao nodded. He almost didn't finish spraying. The image of half a hammer is revealed. I laughed and exited shooting mode. Call Su Wanrong. Mother, no more testing. Has the Municipal Bureau decided to hold a press conference? Sure. Tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning, the playground of the Beijing Police Academy. Su Wanrong replied. All right, work is over tonight. Tomorrow morning, I invited Guoji to attend the press conference. Night passed in a hurry. Early morning, the sun shines. As a hotspot in recent years, the Beijing Police Academy has become a hotspot. Today, there's a lot of noise. The students gathered on the playground early in the morning, waiting for the press conference. I get up at 7 in the morning. The first thing to do was to call Guoji. He answered quickly. I said, Xin, your sister. The real culprit of the case has been found. Today, the Municipal Bureau will hold a press conference with the Beijing police. The case will be made public to the public. Your wish today can be over. Guoji, on the other end of the phone, was silent for 2 or 3 seconds. Then he said in a heavy voice, Yi Yang, thank you. You're welcome. I finished calling. Change clothes. Call Zhou Kao and Li Duo downstairs, looking at the crowds on the playground. Zhou Kao said, this is almost all the students of the Beijing Police Department. I seem to see Principal Sir. He was also in the crowd. Li Duo suddenly pointed in the other direction. Lindsay immediately ran over. I smiled. Let's say hello to Zhu Huo is not in the principal's seat now. Instead, stay in the middle of a group of students. Such a major murder occurred during his tenure, even if it wasn't directly caused by him. But I know, in the position of principal of the Beijing police, the first priority is to prevent students from committing crimes. The Beijing police can cultivate geniuses. At the same time, it may also cultivate super talented criminals. Although this article was not written into any document, but it is an iron law that has never been announced. The three of us greeted Suhuo, although he was a little tired on his face, but the spirit is still there. You guys have really good eyes. Just take a good look. Today's press conference. Will the future be a joke? Zhu Huoneng served as the principal of the Beijing police, not because of seniority enough. My grandfather was the first principal at that time. Talent was missing. He only worked for a while. Nowadays, the domestic police are full of talents. Although Suhuo Is old you are, is old. He is a well-deserved knight master in his field. Lindsay and I watched as the people from the Taiwan Listing Bureau took their seats one after another. The reporters set up long guns and short cannons, laughed. There is no need to wait so long in the future. Today, everything will come to fruition. Zhu Huo looked at me in shock. Then, a strong surprise appeared in his eyes. How? You have found it. We nodded several times, but my eyes are also searching around. When I saw that familiar figure appear, I walked over. Xin, your sister. There you are. Do you want me to find you a seat? Guoji smiled and shook her head. The students who went out of the Beijing police were not so squeamish. I'll stand with you and wait for the verdict to be pronounced. Oh yes, it's just that I didn't expect anything. A canteen employee can do such a thing. I sighed. Who would have thought of that? Maybe the Beijing police are nourishing people. Stay with a group of police geniuses every day, under the influence of the ears and eyes. It was a success, a really powerful crime master. It is clear that he is the murderer. People always find it difficult to admit it. Guo Yi seemed to be sighing. I asked meaningfully. Xin, your sister said this well. I have always thought the murderer is often hiding in us. It always feels impossible. Whoa. Bent ahead to look at me at this time. Seems to want to say something, but an official from the Taiwan Listing Bureau. He has fed the microphone twice. Hey, dear media friends. Hello teachers and students of the Beijing police. I am Lai Lixing from the Municipal Bureau. There is only one thing to report at today's press conference. That is the case of hiding corpses on the 901 rooftop. 903 forest corpse case report. After Li Sheng spoke for a while, immediately, a reporter asked Deputy Director Li, these two cases occurred at Beijing Police Academy. Recently, it caused a huge sensation on major portals. Before today's press conference, whether the murderer has been arrested, if caught, whether the identity of the murderer will be announced today. School leaders of the Beijing police, it is reported that there were two cases in the Beijing police this time. Whether the former principal's resignation is true. Deputy Director Li and school leaders, the case has resulted in 3 deaths. It has a great impact on society. May I ask about the Beijing Police Academy? How to prevent such murders in the future? Reporters almost rush to speak. Deputy Director Li is obviously the leader on the stage. The reporter made a gesture. Don't worry, everyone. I will answer slowly. Since the occurrence of this case, Secretary Liu of the Municipal Party Committee, Director Zhao of the Municipal Bureau attaches great importance to it, especially our director, Zhao Qinjiang. This case, I didn't close my eyes for almost 3 days and 3 nights. Fortunately, the Emperor lives up to the heart. It is really, as everyone expected, hidden in the Beijing Police Academy following the dead poplar tree in the body of Zhu Hai and Wu Xiao. All of them were found to have taken chloramphenicol for a long time, and last semester, Poplan and cuisine is in the meal of the 3 deceased. There was a canteen employee, Fang Yan, who poisoned for a long time. After discovering this clue, our bureau has carried out a dense and patient layout. Finally, successfully captured Fang Yan. Deputy Director Li's words were inflected, vehement. But journalists are not fools either. Someone asked, since he has been poisoned, why end the holidays again? At that time, 3 poplar trees were brutally killed because the 3 poplars are graduates of the previous class. The chloramphenicol toxin that accumulates in their bodies is not enough to kill them before poisoning. Because of some things, Fang Yan was beaten by Yang Shu and the others. Therefore, I hold a grudge in my heart. Can't wait. It will be on the 2 days of the holiday. 3 Yang Shu classmates were killed, respectively. The motive for committing the crime is sufficient. There is also time to commit the crime. Even the reason for the crime is clearly explained. The reporters did not speak again. All the students had a hint of fear on their faces. They also eat canteen meals every day. Who knows if he inadvertently offended Fang Ya and was poisoned. There was some unrest among the student body. The parents of the 3 poplars cried to death, but no one saw it. I grabbed Guoji's wrist at this time. Walk forward. The latter has redness in the eye socket, so the face was full of sadness. But when I feel my hands, he was stunned for a moment. I just haven't had time to ask me why. I heard me shout to the stage, Deputy Director Li, Fang Yan just poisoned him. Who told you he was the murderer of Yang Shu's 3 murderers?